Floyd and he was me, he would never have to fight again because that exhibition shit, as me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds and we both gonna get 100+ million for it,
right?
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Right.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Just Do shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme's sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Just Do Boxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Just Do. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
What's good? What's good? Salute to the family on this good Sunday. Pardon me, y'all. Something in my throat. How y'all feeling on this good Sunday, man? We back to build on this boxing. Give it its just due, how we always do, how only we know how to do. Y'all already know if you catch this on the playback, smash the like button, sub to the channel, turn your notifications on, support the grind, come say what's up to the family. Man, before we get started, y'all already know, man, punch in on the like button where we at. We closing in on 1 million. I know we getting there. Shout out to my guy, Dank Father, was good with it. Say the super fans have been humble, crazy. They've been having today. Salute, man. We gonna build on a reef. What's good with it, Brody? How you feeling? Real ones admit. They say even if they disagree. Oh, absolutely. BJ33, my God. What it do, family? Whole lot to unpack. Makai Irvin. What's good with it, fam? Super fans have been humble because he was in a close fight. It's a holiday for the haters. That's true. Super fans is somewhere sick, and the haters are rejoicing, man. Boxing fan, what it do? Pardon my voice, man. My voice been going in and out this weekend. Banks, what it do, homie? Justin James in the building. What's good, Brody? Shout out to my guy Banks. My bro Skills, what it do, Brethren? How you feeling, bro? Russell Casey, what it do, man? We gonna talk about it all, man. All things, my guy. Ask Val, what it do, bro? Old money swag in the building. Talk to him, man. Jordan, what it do, homie? You already know, man. Don't work too hard on Don Roll in the building. Another PBC hype job. Reef, what it do, Don Roll shot. I don't think he a hype job or nothing like that, though. But we gonna talk about it. It was a hell of a night of boxing, man. Another good night in the books, in my opinion. I didn't have much to complain about, you know. The card was what it was. I think Gary Antuanne Russell showed a lot of people that didn't believe he could box that he could last night. So if you was somebody that didn't think that Gary Antuanne could box, you definitely learned that last night for sure. But we're gonna talk about the whole card, but we gotta get into this main event, man. This got everybody going off. Y'all hear my voice been going. So I've been talking, chatting, texting, everything, man. So it's been a lot of different takeaways from this fight. And I'm surprised. I ain't gonna lie, I'm surprised a bit, at some of the people that actually watched the fight, some of the things that they're saying, some of the excuses people are making, excuses for one of the best fighters in the world, and it's unnecessary. You get what I'm saying? You're not gonna knock everybody out. He shouldn't have to knock everybody out to get his just due. You get me? Some people are coming to win, same way he is, right? You got to think every time he get in the ring, he gonna get one of the best versions of the guy he fighting, because they looking to upset this dude. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't coming in there scared, timid, and second guessing themselves. And Lamont Roach is one of those guys. He came in to fight, bro. He came to fight. Simple and plain. I said this. It was going to be a damn good fight for as long as it lasts. I thought it was going to be competitive for as long as it lasted. But I thought a knockout was going to happen in, between 8 and 10. That's no slight or shade to Lamont Roach. That's just a testament of what Tank Davis has proven and shown me through the years, man. Like, guys go win a couple rounds and then he start, picking up. And next thing you know, he ahead on the cards and he end up knocking you out. Now he doing a backflip off the rope. You know what I'm saying? While you over there trying to figure out what the hell just happened. But last night played out, I think, much differently than what a lot of people anticipated. Like I said, you did have some people saying that the fight was going to go the distance. You did. Some people did. It just wasn't a lot of those people. It's a couple voices. My shout out to my guy, Rude Exposure. He bet that the fight was going the distance. He won him some money. You know what I mean? Like I said, I thought it was going to be a knockout at some point. You get what I'm saying? And it just didn't happen. Pooh the Kid was good with it. We're going to talk about it, man. Yeah, man. K. Causey, what it do? Tank Doug Loma for years for this reason. They just didn't never put that fight together. Could he have pursued it more, aggressively back then? Possibly, but Mayweather was in control of things for the most part. We know that. And when he stepped away, this is when you finally heard them trying to put that fight together. So I always say, man, the opportunity might have been there, but I got several videos where Loma sound like he ain't even want to fight him. He literally has said in the interview, like, fight him for what? For money? Like, it was weird, but I don't think he ever dug Loma. I don't think Loma dug him either. I think he just chose not to fight. You know what I mean? Pulled out of negotiations. He still ain't had another fight since. So if he retired off the Kambosos win, I wouldn't necessarily look at that as a duck, because he ain't come back to fight a lesser guy. If he comes back, fight a lesser guy, then I definitely think he'd duck. Been protected by Al Heyman and Mayweather. You got to think, though, Don Royal, protection, I mean, it's all how you want to word it. If you got an investment, you're not going to protect your investment. If you got an investment, you're not going to protect it. Get what I'm saying? I'm being real. Like, you ain't going to protect it. So I'm saying pugilism, what it do, homie. Roach also accountable for stepping on Tank after he took the knee. Protect yourself at all times. And Tank chose to be vulnerable when he took the knee. Roach didn't capitalize. No knockdown call. That I mean, that's not on Roach. That's a fumble from the referee. That's a fumble from the referee. That was a clear cut knockdown. You get what I'm saying? Clear cut. Nothing Roach was supposed to do. Roach did what he was supposed to do. I mean, he seen him taking a knee. He backed off. That's what he's supposed to do. The referee was supposed to continue counting, regardless of anything. He didn't do his job, and he mishandled the situation. Wrong decision was made. It's out of the boxer's hands. He has to run it back. Won this one for sure. Shout out to my guy, Don, man, being a member for 15 big months, man. My guy, man. My guy is human, but I'm still GTD. Absolutely human, man. This ain't going to be no smear campaign. Y'all know how I give it up. But we going to talk some boxing. We going to be real. We going to be genuine.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to my guy, Don. This was Tank's first A-level opponent, and the truth is the truth. Hey, man, I don't even know if I can go as far as to saying he was a A-level opponent. People wasn't giving him credit for it. You get what I'm saying? Wasn't giving him credit for it. I mean, wasn't giving them credit for it. I don't really look at fighters as leftovers, yo. They not food, literally. I know we be saying guys look like food, but they're not food, literally. Like, you fight, you lose, next man up. You go on, you move on to the next. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to the Queen Lisa. How you feeling today? Everyone, Lamont came to fight. He absolutely did. Gentleman when Tank took the knee. Rose confused. Yeah, that's a fact, man. The ref was supposed to do what he do. He mishandled. We're gonna talk about it all. Lee, what it do, homie? Dante's boxing talk. My God. Where the hell my voice go? Kirk Douglas, what it do? For the real only. Shout out to my guy. How you feeling, man? Talking this way too far. If it could have went either way, good fight. We all know he wasn't the best at Tank. Robbery is crazy. I don't want to label it no robbery for sure. That's why I say controversy at the Barclay. I think more controversy than robbery, but it's just when it's a big fight, people gonna have that classic overreaction. What I hate about these new boxing fans, for a loss or bad performance, you become a bum. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Ambrose, what it do, man? We're gonna get to this though, man. Technique was good, bro. Shout out to you, bro. How you feeling, man? You said you cooling. Good to see you and appreciate you sliding through, man. Frank was a prospect. All right, man. Let's get to this though, man. I smash the like button, support the grind. Super chat cash app is open. Let's go. Let's get to this. So look, man, got to talk about the main event because it surprised a lot of people. Got everybody talking. Everybody had their opinion. I'm always gonna be real. Kind of loco, my guy. Was good with it, bro. Look, y'all heard me big this fight up from the minute it was announced, like selling it as to be a quality fight. I thought a lot of people was downplaying Lamont Roach because he was coming up from 130. And, they had this whole notion that here we go again. He bringing up another small guy. But if you see and you look at it on fight night, Tank once again was the smaller guy. Now, I don't really think that impacted the fight as much, right? I think it was a matter of game plan, execution, skill versus skill, just like Tank said it was going to be, right? So a lot of people downplayed the fight. They didn't like it because he's not a 35-pounder. He's a 30-pounder, right? So they're like, you got all this smoke with these other guys and you won't fight them. We all know how he got to Lamont Roach. At least we know part of the story was Loma. Negotiating with Loma. Loma pulled out. A lot of people thought, it was Shakur up next. I always thought that was a Crocker, a Lotus, but it is what it is. He picked Lamont Roach. I complimented this fight throughout the build-up as it got closer and closer. Like I told people, Lamont Roach is a damn good fighter. I also told people because they shared the ring with each other, even though it was so long ago, they're not like new to each other. They're not strangers to each other, right? You know what I mean? That was years and years ago, but at the end of the day, you just don't forget, right? So they both could recall how them fights went. So they know what's up. So I think to a degree, Lamont Roach knew what to expect from Tank to a degree, right? Still had to go in there and execute and win the fight. It was a lot of talk about who was training Tank, and he left Calvin. You come to find out they all was there. But he moved to Barry Hunter for whatever reason they came up with. But I don't think that impacted the fight either. I think, Lamont Roach was able to consistently take advantage of, things that guys are not able to consistently take advantage of, right? Like the slower start. He said he would start faster for this fight. He was warming up, since like 7 o'clock. I was making a joke, but he was warming up all throughout the night, all the way up until his fight. So it wasn't like he wasn't, loosened up or anything like that. He wasn't getting caught cold. I think he just, he had a guy that surprised him. I think he knew what Lamont Roach brought to the table to a degree, but he still felt like he was going to stop him. And that moment never presented itself. As a matter of fact, I don't even think Lamont Roach came close to getting stopped in this fight. And to me, it looked like he buzzed Tank a bit. You know what I'm saying? He buzzed Tank a bit, but it's boxing. That shit happens, but you just didn't expect it, right? And I think he just showed a lot of people what, don't overlook anybody. I think Lamont Roach showed you why we got to have these fights. You know what I mean? You say Roach IQ's levels up right now. Man, he been pretty good, man. John Durko, Calvin trained Roach, Barry trained Roach. They got the same tactics in the ring, similar, but I just don't think that, that was the end all be all. I just think Lamont Roach was really, really prepared for the job. I think he was focused. He didn't fight timid or scary. He fought very confident, smart, poised. He picked his shots, right? He was very, very intelligent with the way he approached his fight. He stood in the pocket. Tank spent a good portion of this fight moving around, you know what I'm saying? And even his trainers and coaches admitted to that. So he was doing a lot of moving in this fight. I expect to see him try to walk Lamont down and get at him. But, that wasn't the kind of fight that we got. You get what I'm saying? It was really ebbs and flows back and forth. But Lamont was, outworking Tank. You know what I mean? Most guys do throw more punches, but he was making them count. He was countering real well. You know what I mean? He's first when he needed to be first. His jab was on point. You get what I'm saying? I noticed that he was going to the body early. That was something smart that, a lot of guys, a lot of Tank opponents don't do. You know what I'm saying? They don't go to his body often enough, right? And you seen Lamont Roach do it, and I think that paid dividends down the stretch of the fight as well. You seen those moments where Tank, stepped on it a little bit, stepped on the gas, but Lamont Roach was able to, weather those little storms, so to speak, right? He never got overwhelmed by anything that was going on in the ring. Both guys were showing a lot of awareness early defensively, right? They were being smart. Nobody wanted to make mistakes, but Lamont was willing to take chances, and I think because of that, he put himself in a position to really win this fight. You get what I'm saying? It was truly entertaining, man. I wasn't bored at all. You know what I mean? With the fight, it was like a true chess match. And you just seen as the rounds were going, the comfortability that Lamont Roach was showing, it kind of paid dividends, man. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, he showed the world what he had to offer. So it's Julio was good with it, man. You thought I was crazy when I said Tank can't do nothing to Shakur. Yeah, we're gonna talk about all of this, but this main event, like I said, it got people tripping, and it's a lot of different reactions, man. Like I said, for me, I thought he was catching Tank at one of the best times in his career as far as being focused on Tank's end, right? I thought he would be, truly locked in, but just hearing from his coaches, I mean, they kept saying it was a lack of focus, and I don't know what would have caused that lack of focus. I hear some different people making issues about the trainer change and different things like that, and I don't really buy that as an excuse too much. Why? Because he's trained with this guy before. I mean, he's won with him before. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think it was that. It just comes down to executing on that night, and Lamont Roach was really on point. Like I said, his reflexes, he's showing really good speed, his punch selection. He picked his moments when to standing there, and he was willing to give just as good as he was getting at certain points, right? And for him not to be a puncher, I think he shook Tank up. You know what I mean? I thought he shook him up pretty decently in this fight. I really did. I thought he you know what I'm saying? I thought he made it tough for him, right? He showed what a lot of people can't show, that he could stand in there and fight back. And that's what he did. I thought it was risky and a dangerous strategy, but he was on point. He didn't do a bunch of running. You can't say he was running. He didn't do a bunch of holding and different things like that. Yeah, they tied up here and there and was working. But overall, man, Lamont Roach was fighting you know what I'm saying? He really wanted to win. He believed he could win. And to me, man, I think he earned a lot of fans. He earned a lot of fans last night. I even heard Tank get booed for the first time that I could remember, right? We're going to talk about all of that, man, all of this, man. But, I mean, it's boxing, man. You're not going to be perfect every single night. Some nights you're going to go out there and you're going to get tested, and that's just what boxing is. But I think if people would have gave Lamont Roach a little more respect going into the fight, it wouldn't be such a shocker today, right? People wouldn't be so shocked at what they felt like they witnessed. And for me, like I said, I did think he was gonna press the gas, especially after 6 rounds or so, and really go try to get this guy. But he did to a degree. But when he did, Lamont Roach had answers as well, man. He had an answer for, Tank's onslaughts, and he was picking really good shots. Like I said, that body work was key early on. He stayed on the body. He didn't forget. And he made that shit work for him, man. Skill for skill, man. They was going at it. This was a beautiful chess match. Both guys truly wanted to win. But I don't know, the poise and the calm that Lamont Roach brought to the ring, I think really helped him see things. You know what I'm saying? And he really fought like he belonged. Like everything he said, he pretty much backed up. Like he told people he wasn't coming in here to get knocked out. So you think I'm getting knocked out? You stupid. Like he was like, bro, this shit listen. It's different over here. He was saying all of that, and you gotta give him respect and credit for it now. It wasn't like Tank must have hurt his hand and wasn't able to do what he do. It wasn't that. Those guys just fought and left that shit in the ring, man. It was a skillful ass fight. Both guys really showed, levels and different things like that. But I think ultimately Lamont was edging, the rounds and doing more work. And I think this time around, you can honestly look at the low punch output and say that definitely was a contributing factor to this fight, even leading to the draw. You know what I mean? We're going to get to that in a second too. But aside from the decision, the actual action within the fight was good. These dudes, like I said, was really out here trying to win. The fact that they was friends or cool shit didn't seem like it stopped Lamont from doing anything. And the same thing with Tank. When Tank tried to step on it, he stepped on it. He hit Lamont with some really, really good shots that some of these other people would have buckled and folded from. And credit to Lamont, man. He took those punches well. He said he had a chin. He said, he could take a punch, and he showed us that. Got hit with some really solid shots. But like I said, he gave back just as good as he got. And in some instances, he gave back better than what he got. Because I walked away from this fight feeling like I think I seen Tank get a little buzzed in this fight once or twice, right? They ain't gonna say Lamont didn't feel them shots in there too, right? I think he had a sequence where he got a little buzz, but both of these dudes had crazy poker faces and they was truly game, man. They wanted to win. Tank got a shit ton of pressure on him to continue to perform at the level he's been at for so long. So, like I always say, that shit get tougher and tougher to continue to perform at this level without no slip-ups, without no hiccups. You get what I'm saying? He human as hell. That's all it is. My opinion of him don't change and nothing, but my opinion on Lamont changes a bit for sure. You know what I mean? I still think Tank is who he is. But it just goes to show you that these guys want to win too. And these guys are not going to be easy outs. You got dudes really coming in here trying to win. They trying to get theirs as well. Remember, he told you he could have made a little bit more money fighting the other guy. It's mandatory. But he said the upside and the opportunity was something that he couldn't pretty much pass up. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man, for the 2-piece set. I'm on the Tank of Maniacs helmet this week until Wednesday. I could dig it.
What? This is not funny. How am I supposed to get home? Hold on. Sit down. Hold on. Here. $2. Take the train.
Appreciate you, Big Dog. Much love, Brody. Much love. G Peasy, what it do, homie? How you feeling, bro? Now you take L's to elevate. Hopefully, you see that from Tank and Lamont. Roach here to stay. 130 guys not messing with Roach. Also due to some 35 guys not messing with Roach either. Yeah, man, look, Roach got good opportunities to come out of this fight. If he stays up at 35, look, I mean, I seen Shakur tag him and talk about a fight and all of that. I wouldn't be against it. I'm hearing what Tank saying. He's saying like he ain't rematching him. Don't sound like that fight gonna happen next. I seriously doubt that we see it at all. If you don't see an immediate rematch, then you probably won't see it at all. You get what I'm saying? I don't know what's next for Lamont, but as far as this fight go, man, this shit just was something. It threw me for one, man. Ebbs and flows. LWBoxing, what it do, homie? Lamont wasn't backing down at all. He wasn't backing down at all. Beautiful fight, man. You know, shout out to DC. Shout out to both fighters. Jamel, what it do, homie? How you feeling? Man, we gonna build on this, man. Hen Dog, what it do? So I look at it like this, right? Lamont Roach, for those people that overlooked him and underrated him and was thinking that he didn't belong and this fight was a joke, I think y'all all, you know, looking at yourselves a little bit different if you're a real one. I don't want to hear all of this. The fight didn't play out because the Tank is not this or that. It just played out that way, I think, because Lamont Roach was better than what people gave him credit for. And he actually came to win. He had a hell of a game plan. He stood in there. He banged when he needed to. He boxed. He moved. You know what I'm saying? He changed level, changed looks. He showed a really good defense in there. A damn good chin when he did get hit. He took those shots well. Like I said, man, this was a real scrap. The IQs was being tested on both ends. You know, these dudes really brought it, man. They brought it. But truth be told, man, if you asking me, I think Lamont Roach edged the fight. Respectfully, we watched it. We was honest. Guys were scoring it in the chat. I thought Lamont Roach edged the fight. The biggest takeaway for me, shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank Father, my guy. The biggest takeaway, man, is obviously the knee. I'm still blown away by that. I'm very confused by that, and as to how did Steve Willis mismanage and mishandle that situation. Like, you could look at the fighter all you want. You know what I mean? That's a conversation we about to have as well. But I don't see how Steve Willis messed up. I don't see how he messed this call up. Like, it was clear as day. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to my dog, my bro Skills for the 5-piece. Thus begins the era of Greasegate. Oh, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. Shout out to my dog Skills. Appreciate you. You know Greasegate is on the way. I watched Core beat Roach and Tank KO and Core. Triangles don't work in boxes for real. That's the same thing they said about him with Roach and Bruce. My thing is this is what we got to stop doing. We got to stop just automatically giving Tank KOs before he even get in there with people. And myself included. Myself included. Thought the fight was going to go between 8 to 10 rounds. I was wrong. It went too longer than I anticipated and it went the distance. But a lot of shit ton of people had Tank winning by knockout. More than half. 70% or more had this man winning by knockout. And it didn't happen. So I don't understand how we so for sure that he knocks Shakur out. I don't think so. We got to see the fights. Got to let the fights happen. That dude is one of the best, if not the absolute best defensive fighter in boxing. Is, you know, hit and don't get hit ratio is ridiculous. Dudes running around landing between 16 and 13% of their shots. And we just automatically for sure that he gets knocked out. Says who? How? Based off what? Gotta hit that man. Dudes don't even really don't be coming close to knocking him out, let alone, you know what I mean, beating him, let alone knocking him out. I would have gave the fight to Lamont. I feel you, Lisa. That's how I seen it. It's just fair square, man. He edged it out. Thought he edged the fight. ASAP, what it do? DB3, Coach Randall in the building. What's good, family? How you feeling? Lamont versus Keyshawn. It's a good fight. Lamont versus Keyshawn is a good fight. Lamont versus anybody is a good fight because he's a damn good fighter, and that's what I said. He still surprised me. He showed me that he was even better than I thought he was, and I already thought that he was a damn good fighter, but he proved me wrong, and he survived. And not only survived, he fought. He stood in there. He responded well, made necessary adjustments. Or he wasn't going for it. Shout out to DB3 too, man. Big shout out to the Queen Lala D. How you feeling? So look, you know, the elephant in the room, man, is the knee. The knee, y'all. The knee is the elephant in the room. Elephant in the room. Just calling it what it is. People felt like, you know, that was supposed to be a knockdown. They were supposed to count it. I think they're exactly right. It was a really good sequence that led up right before the knee. Lamont Roach landed some really good shots. He threw like a jab. I think like the end of the jab might have hit Tank right before he took the knee. And he took the knee. He went over to the corner. He said, you know, something was in his eye. They wiped his head real quick and he jumped back in there. I was completely like thrown through a loop, bro. I was confused as hell. I had no idea what the hell was going on, y'all. I've never seen that before, like where somebody like almost called your own timeout. Like you took a knee and it's not a knockdown, but it's like, oh, then I run into the corner and say, yo, wipe my eye. And then I jump back and it's like time in. That was wild. That was weird. Steve Willis, no slightest shade to him. He mishandled that situation bad. He really mishandled the situation. I think he started out right by counting, and he was supposed to continue to count. And I don't know for the life of me, why he stopped counting. And like it was some conversation, like what happened. And he said what happened, and then it was like time in. It was very, very awkward. And I heard that the telecast was absolutely quiet on the mic. Like when it happened, they didn't even know what to say. I wouldn't know. My TV was on mute. I had the volume all the way down or whatever. So couldn't hear it, but I heard it was radio silent for a minute. Like that had to be the strangest sequence that I've seen in boxing in quite some time. Like I've just never seen. That's unique in and of itself, like taking a knee. And then the reason for it, like you said, your eye was burning or whatever the case. You had some grease in your eye from getting your hair braided a couple days ago. I don't know. It just was wild. Like I just didn't expect that at all. Didn't anticipate it. Didn't expect it, bro. Big shout out to Big Dog Willie back in the super chat. Tanker Maniacs were hating on Shakur and Devin to the max. After they low points, my Shakur and Devin fans smashed the gas on Tank. Give them no mercy. Damn. Y'all tough out here. Y'all gonna be hard on Youngin. Hard on Youngin, man. Shout out to Big Dog. Really appreciate you, homie. Hold on, what am I looking for, y'all? Shout out to So yeah, man, that was the biggest, the strangest takeaway for me. The knee. The knee, like it didn't look like obviously he was all shaken up and hurt. It was a good sequence of punches that landed prior to the knee, but it was like a jab, I think, that landed right before he took the knee. And by rule, it's a knockdown. And even if no punches landed, if you take a knee in the fight, you gotta count. You gotta start the count. You gotta at least give him an 8 count. At the least, you gotta give him an 8 count. So I've never seen that before. Then he went over to the corner. From what I understand, he risked being disqualified for doing that. And he was talking about how he didn't know. He wasn't aware of it. But shout out to Ohio Runs Boxing, man. They had a clip on how you're supposed to handle this situation, man. So shout out to
counter right, nice right uppercut. Roach taking the fight to Davis. Davis high guard, wanting to explode with the left. Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaning with right. He took a knee. He took a knee. What is he doing? He forgot his. It's got to be a knockdown. What in the world is happening?
Sanders is just digging away, trying to stay chest to chest with Mayweather. Gets a chance to hit Floyd after the referee said stop. 4, and this is going to be called a knockdown against Floyd Mayweather. 7, and he motions Jim about his hand.
There you go. For Floyd, that was a knockdown. A lot of people, man, referenced that point in which Floyd had took the knee, but that's what they did. They did what they were supposed to do. They started counting. That was the only knockdown officially in his career when he took the knee because of the hurt hand. He hurt his hand. So, that's the same situation pretty much. You take a knee because you're having something going on. And Tank's case, in Floyd's case, obviously it was the hand. In Tank's case, he said it was grease in his eye from the braid, from sweating or whatever the case, but I think he was supposed to bite down and try to fight through that because it was very risky, maybe because of your status or popularity, you was able to get away with it, but that's risky in the future. That's not something that you want to do. I got to pardon my voice. What it do, Mr. Empire? What's good with it? Shout out to Randall. 10-8 count, no matter what happened. That's what I'm saying. I think it was definitely, it was obvious that it was a 10-8 round after that point. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, this shit just was crazy. It had me, it annoyed the hell out of me because I just don't think nobody else would have been afforded that kind of leniency. I don't think nobody would have been able to give no explanation to the ref as to what the hell you just did. I mean, rules are the rules. At that point, you just going against the rules and you allowing them to rewrite them right in front of everybody. So it was a bad look. The ref really mishandled. So yeah, you could critique Tank for taking the knee initially and probably not biting down and fighting through that moment. You get what I'm saying? But as far as it not being counted, it wouldn't be up to him. That's completely on the referee, Steve Willis, and he missed the opportunity right there to call it right. And I think had he been awarded the point for the knee, I think he wins the fight. You get what I'm saying? I think he wins the fight. So I just, that's something that I never want to see in boxing. It ain't nothing personal. I just never seen nothing like that. And like I said, nobody else would have been afforded the opportunity to take a knee and then not be counted. And then you could come give an explanation like, yo, this is what happened. I had this in my eye. Like, it's like, so what? You got to fight through it. You get what I'm saying? Like, you fought through a hurt hand. So you're a lot tougher than just some damn, you get what I'm saying? It's just some damn, you know, you get what I'm saying? Then some grease getting in your eye burning. And I get it. He say he didn't want to get clipped with a punch or something like that. But, you know, that's the difference in the fight. You know what I'm saying? That was the difference right there. And they screwed it up. Dangerous move by Tank. Yeah, he could have got DQ'd for sure. For sure. Kobe trying Riyadh season would have been a knockdown. As they got the dude on the speaker doing the countdown too. Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be. He became a fan. That's why his count stopped. Yeah, in that moment, he fumbled. In that moment, he really fumbled. But AJ did it. AJ did it with the hand wraps. Point to his hand wraps. He did a timeout. AJ definitely did it. He did a timeout. But this shit just was a lot different because he took a knee as well. AJ, I don't know why they let him do that as well. It was weird, but like you took a knee and then ran to the corner and got help. You can't do that. You get what I'm saying? That's why he could have got disqualified. Not because he took the knee, because you ran over to the corner and got help in middle of the round. So regardless of what, they couldn't help you. They wasn't supposed to help you. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, he definitely risked the disqualification. Now, what I would have wanted to see a disqualification? Hell no, because the fight was good. It was entertaining and it was competitive and it was going back and forth. So no, I didn't want to see it. But what I wanted to see Steve Willis do in that moment is not be a fan, like Skills is saying, and miss the call. That was the difference in the fight for real, if you just look at it. So that shit just was unfortunate for me. I thought it was like a 7-5 situation, even without that. You get what I'm saying? It was very close. I thought Lamont edged it by a couple points. But again, that on top of not getting the knockdown, the knee, you know, that ruling was all wrong. He was supposed to get credit for it. Legend never died was good with it, fam. I actually say the ref have a judgment on it if it's a knockdown and he need standing 8. Yeah, man. Because he started already. It's like you can't start the count and then stop because he giving you an explanation. Like you started the count already. It was over. You know what I mean? Shout out to the butcher. They showed the rule in the boxing voice. Shout out to them. D Young, what it do? What's good with it? Devontae, what's good, fam? Y'all smash the like button, man. Sub to the channel. We're going to keep building. He started counting, John, and then stopped. He started counting and then stopped. Fate was good with it. Yeah, I mean, I think he might have did. I think he might have got buzzed in that round. About to finish him. He was about to finish him. He was about to knock him out. Deshaun was good with it. Look, it was a damn good fight. A1 who's on was good with it, but the knockdown through the knee threw me off. It was a good sequence right before that, and like I said, he just at the end of a shot, and then he just stopped. You know what I'm saying? He just stopped. And yeah, I think he did. I think he did get buzzed in that clip, Fate. I think he did. He said it. They said it caught his attention. He wasn't hurt. Yeah, saying what you expect him to say, but I mean, I seen it. You seen the legs take a little dip. It's boxing. He got hit with a really clean shot. He got countered on top of that, and I don't think he, wasn't a shot that he was bracing for. You know what I'm saying? He definitely, a little buzz, but just was one of them fights. It became a war of attrition. They was letting it go down the back half of that fight. Trading shot, ebbs and flows. It was a damn good fight. Damn good fight. Kyle Cooley, what's good, homie? How you feeling? Another reason my boxing needs live scoring. Yeah, I get it. But shit, Jeremy was good. Y'all smash the like button, sub to the channel. We're going to keep building. Yeah, calling his own timeout, I think that was the worst thing. But again, it was up for the ref. That's why you got the third man in the ring. He's supposed to keep, restore order, and he fumbled that situation horribly. You can't administer a count and just stop mid-count. You know what I mean? No matter who it's for what reason. Like, and then, like I said, it was risky getting the help from your corner. That's why you notice, like, if you get your mouthpiece knocked out your mouth and they go to rinse it off and they walk to your corner, they tell them no instructions. Don't say nothing. Like, you can't do that. So that was wild. But I mean, shit, I think everybody, I ain't gonna lie, all things real in real time, I think everybody was really caught off guard by that shit. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody quite seen that. I don't think you could point to a time where somebody's done that, right? Quite that way. So I think everybody was truly thrown off. But like I said, we could be thrown off and caught off guard. The referee was supposed to do what he was doing, right? He knew what to do and didn't stop. So I think that just looked bad in terms of, like, it looked like a fumbled opportunity for boxing, and it really impacted, I think, the outcome of the fight. So that's the big issue too. Sometimes you'll see a ref might miss something, or don't catch something, and it don't really impact the fight one way or another. In this case, I think it's such a big deal because it would have made the difference, I think, in what the scores was. And I think Lamont Roach would have been the damn new WBA champion at 135. You get what I'm saying? Had he been awarded, you know what I mean, the 10-8 round right there in the ninth. It was crazy to see. But like I said, the fighter is only supposed to do what he did, right? He did exactly what he's supposed to do, right? He did what he felt like in the moment, and he said he'd rather do that than get caught with a shot. He said he didn't want to get caught with a shot. He said he got his hair braided a couple days ago. You get me? And, joint got in his eye. And this fight surprised people to the point where, I remember they saying, Tank don't get booed. These people actually booed when he was giving the explanation.
Tank, you voluntarily took a knee midway through this fight. It was not ruled a knockdown. What happened?
I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and she put grease in my shit, so the shit was like, like when you sweating and things like that, and the grease come in my face, it burnt my eyes type shit. Damn, why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. Come on, man. Look at my hair. I just got my shit done. But it's all cool, man. You know how I get. They love you and then they hate you. Turn around there and love you again. You know what I
mean? It is what it is. So that was interesting. They wasn't buying it either. You know what I'm saying? They was like, hell nah. But all I would say is I seen him bite down and fight through a messed up ass hand. You know what I'm saying? He bit down, fought through that. You know what I mean? He felt the pain, but he bit down. And in this situation, you would think that would be more of a reason to take a knee or something than grease or something getting in your eye. That's just me. But I don't know what the hell he was feeling. Not going to overanalyze it. It was a bit odd. I don't know what got in his eye. All I do know is what I noticed when he walked over to the corner. When they put the towel on, they just wiped his head real quick. They couldn't really concentrate on the eye because they didn't have time to. So I don't know. It just looked strange. It just looked like a strange exchange, and I just don't know what to really make of it. And the only thing I can say is Steve Willis just missed the opportunity to call a knockdown from the knee. So it is what it is. I mean, Amanda Serrano had a situation, right, where some chemicals, something had gotten her eye before the fight, and she had to completely cancel hers. So in his case, he's saying, from the sweat and grease and things like that, got in his eye. He said he didn't want to get caught with his eye burning, not being able to see. You know what I mean? Rather had took the knee than get caught with the shot. So that was his explanation of it. But like I said, other than that, it wasn't no other big hiccup or takeaway. And I think that was very impactful in and of itself, like I said, because it was the difference in between the draw, I think, and then Lamont Roach getting a slight win. And got everybody going crazy, everybody taking their shots, people saying Tank got exposed and blah, blah, blah. I don't quite look at it like that. When you got somebody that's familiar with you, that's coming in there to win, anything can happen in the fight. Anything really can happen. If you not looking your best on the night and the guy is on point, anything can happen. I think we all could agree that we've seen better Tank Davis performances than this, right? So you could start right there. It's just with him. He wasn't at his absolute best. So it seemed. And maybe some of that or a lot of that was obviously what Lamont Roach brought to the table. But then some of it, you can just tell when somebody don't have their best night. And like I said, I'm not taking anything from Lamont, but even the coaches kept saying it was a lack of focus. And I don't know how they got to that point, but like he said, he just kept saying lack of focus in the press in the post fight. So I don't know where he was at. He looked locked in. I mean, he came in 133 and some change, right? His weight was all the way on point. He got to the arena early. He was warming up very early, like shaking loose very early. So to me, all signs pointed to him being focused as far as from the outside looking in, what we could see. He checked all of those boxes. You get what I'm saying? He made the press conferences, better or worse. His move was what it was. One of the times he got back right in the next one. You get what I'm saying? Made weight, super on point. Get to the arena early, shaking loose, right? Everything seemed on point. I mean, I don't know if I can, how much the switching or the location of where he was training and going with Barry Hunter impacted this, because that's somebody that he's worked with before. So, I think I just chalk it up as to Lamont was better than what people was giving him credit for. He performed better than what people would have anticipated. On top of that, Tank not having his best night, maybe losing focus during the fight or for one reason or another, just led to a really close fight to me that I think Lamont Roach respectfully edged out. You know what I mean? I just, I would love to see them just running back, but for me, if they don't run it back immediately, then it ain't gonna be no fight. I don't see it happening down the line. So, the grease in the eye thing is gonna hit everybody differently. Some people gonna, overly criticize him. I just say he tougher than that, but he made a decision in that moment that he gonna have to live with, right? He talk a lot of shit, so he already know what's coming. He said it. They love you, then they hate you, and they love you again. So right now, you're hearing some people talking some shit for the first time, right? And a lot of people showing their true colors, right? They just waited for the man to look less than, superhuman, right, to them, and they jumping on the bandwagon going crazy. I'm not about to do all of that. Lamont Roach was a real fighter. He was experienced, definitely more experienced than a lot of the other guys Tank fought. And that plus he had, he was familiar with him because they shared the ring. You know what I mean? I think they said they sparred before and all that. So anything can happen when you in there with somebody that's trying to win. 8-ounce gloves with a game plan, good trainer. He's in shape. Lamont came to win, bro. 88 Sports Talk, what it do, homie? Big 345, Gervonta, Grease Davis. Yeah, they're going to go crazy. Roach switching between lead jab and hooks to right cross leads. It was nice at keeping Tank guessing. Yeah, he was able to keep Tank guessing with his offense. And I think that his approach, being willing to stand in there, fire back and counter at points, right? Standing in there. He did a really good job, man. It just was a good fight. And maybe the slower start kind of hurt Tank, bit him in his ass a little bit in this fight too. You know what I mean? But at least it still ended up being a draw for him. So he could always go right back to the drawing board and work on things, right? I always said if he's a bit more busier, that makes things very interesting and tougher for his opponent because of his accuracy. You get what I'm saying? He's very, very accurate. So, Lamont was able to kind of take advantage early, get some early rounds, right? Bank some rounds in there, but it definitely was ebbs and flows. And Tank, he made a run for it, man. He definitely was trying to clear Lamont Roach's clock at one point. He was trying to knock his head off, bro. He wasn't playing no games with Buddy. He was trying to get his ass, man. So I just ain't like I said last night, it won't be no Tank Davis slander coming from this platform from me. You know what I mean? I'm just not cut like that. It ain't that kind of fight. You go in there, you fight a guy that's on a level. I think the fact that Lamont Roach proved that he was a world champion, got a title defense. I didn't think the 5 pounds would make that much a difference in the performance, and it didn't. And even so, he ended up being a bigger man slightly on the night anyway. So he came in there, he was hungry, man. He had his son there watching his family like he wanted to win the same way Tank wanted to win. You get what I'm saying? I think people just kind of miss that. We so caught up in thinking, oh, he lost to Jamel Herring. It's no way. Like, that shit don't matter. He got a bit better since that loss. He almost not stopped Herring. If he would have started a little faster in that fight, he would have definitely pulled it off, in my opinion. But shit is shit. He had to learn from it, get better, and that he did. He found his way in the ring with Tank Davis last night, and he gave people everything he said. He did everything he said he was going to do. You know what I mean? He stood there, he fought him. He wasn't scary, timid. You know what I'm saying? He had a game plan. He was executing well. Tank had a game plan. His coaches said he was losing focus for whatever reason in some of the rounds. So, you know what I mean? Just things that they're going to work on. He said that's something they're going to fix. You know what I mean? So we want to see it. See, though, Tank still won. Roach was lumped up. Tank face was clean. Killer B was good with it. I mean, I'm not surprised by that because Tank got the much heavier puncher, right? But you know, that doesn't tell the story. You get what I'm saying? Shit, Padley face was pretty clean, but you see how he got dominated. You get me? I thought, if I'm not mistaken, Lamont had landed more punches. DGO, what it do, family? You feeling here? Roach can fight. Shout out to my boxing mom, Miss Barbara D is in the building, being a member for 26 long months. Man, I appreciate you, man, supporting this grind. Much love. Shout out to my guy Don. Shout out to all the channel members, man, supporting the grind, helping me build.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well,
Right.
well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Anything besides a knockout from Tank that was gonna be on his head. Yeah, true. But to a degree, I think if he would have dominated him and not stopped him, I don't think the criticism would have been crazy. But I think the fact that people are looking at it is that you brought up a smaller guy and had a draw with him. That's the part where they're going to try to overanalyze and make it seem like that he didn't belong in the ring with Tank. But that's why I say you just never know how people are going to perform on the night. That's why you have to make the fights. We all have these notions of what we think the fight is going to look like before it's made. And when it do, and it happened differently, people be shocked. But this is boxing. It's not the first time you've seen a guy, you know, put up a performance that would surprise you. You know what I mean? Lamont Roach ain't no sucker, man. See, he stood in there, he took chances, man. He fought with confidence. He fought like he belonged. You get what I'm saying? And that shit took him far. And Tank, you know, he did what he do. Started slow. He landed some really good shots. Clipped Lamont with some shit. Obviously, you see him wearing it on the face, but it just didn't tell the whole story. Not their facial damage, right? Just you had to really watch the fight. Lamont Roach really did some real good work to the body that I think put him in a good position too. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't go to Tank's body. You know what I mean? They be too hesitant or worried about what's coming back. Lamont Roach was firing and letting his hands flow. And to me, like I said, he might have shook Tank up a little bit in there, but it's boxing. This shit happens. These dudes human. They 8-ounce gloves. These dudes punching with everything. They trying to knock each other's heads off. You get what I'm saying? And so I don't really, Huncho, I don't really feel like he got exposed. All right. Unless Lamont Roach was some type of trash fighter, and that never was the case. Get what I'm saying? So if he was somebody that didn't belong in the ring at all, maybe that'd be the case. People thought he was a cherry pick. He never was. Lamont could fight. And that's always been the case. And if you watched him since the Herring fight, even in that fight, you'll notice that he got a bit better. You know what I mean? Tim Layton, what it do, homie? Dude was good with it. Roach face was good, though. Yeah, his face wasn't bad. His face wasn't super swelled up. Not bad. Platboy plays. What it do, homie? I was like, this about to be a battle. Lamont showed no fear. Yeah, you seen his energy. Nah, Driz, man, look. This is how I rock, because it's the first time I think I seen you over here. Shout out to you. Appreciate you stopping through. Make sure you sub to the channel, Driz GB. If you feel like in your mind Tank got exposed, I'm not gonna argue with you about it. That's your viewpoint. That's what you feel, right? For me, I don't want to say exposed. I don't think that's the word, right? Lamont Roach ain't some trash ass fighter. We just expected. We had expectations, and when our expectations wasn't met, we go right into, oh, this guy got exposed. Nah, he fought a real fighter, bro, that was trying to win, that really understood the opportunity, understood the assignment. and he did everything in his power to win. And I think, like I said, had that, the knee been counted, I think he would have got the nod. I think that would have tipped it in his favor. It just was a great fight, a fair fight. Nobody cheated nobody. Both guys was giving just as good as they was getting. A lot of times it was ebbs and flows, back and forth. You know what I mean? Tank was going to his body. He stepped up on the gas a couple of times trying to hurt him. But Lamont Roach had answers. You know what I mean? A lot of times once Tank start to step it up, people don't have answers. Lamont was able to have some answers. You know what I'm saying? Damon, what it do, homie? Swaggy P trying to blame me. Yeah, I got that in here. You know I'm going to get it. Boxing with 2-4, what it do? Teach, what it do? Damn, grease in my eye. Boxing talk, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Rose got exposed as a good fighter. Talk to him. Tank always fight like that. You get me? You get me? He's not a cherry pick. He only a cherry pick if you can't identify that Roach was a good fighter beforehand. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you might have felt like it was a level, but I keep telling people that this imaginary levels that people be talking about. Yeah, it's levels and all of that stuff, but you still got to perform. And we all could say Tank ain't have his best night. He know it. He know it. The coaches said it. Everybody felt it. But Lamont, a lot of that was because of what Lamont was doing. You know what I'm saying? It just was a good fight. Shit is these dudes human, man. You're not gonna look like Superman every night. Get what I'm saying? Like you can get tested. You can take a loss. It don't have to be exposed. The man won 30 straight fights and knocked out 28 of them. Shit ain't easy, man. Not performing at that level. And I ain't got to make no excuse for him. I ain't got to fight. I didn't take the punches from Lamont. I'm just a legit, genuine boxing supporter. And I told people, and I'm genuine about this, I will not be dishing out no Tank Davis slander. That shit it's not going to happen over here. But I will put things in perspective in its proper context, and we can have a conversation. But it will be no shitting on him from me. If you want to feel like he got exposed, no problem. Say it. I ain't mad at you. You won't be the only one. It's a lot of people saying that. But it's time to start giving these fighters more credit than what people be giving them. It's time for people to really start doing their homework. It's time for guys to, and fight fans, in general, just to stop, throwing fighters away after one loss. You know what I'm saying? Dude had one loss. People act like he's some trash-ass fighter that don't belong in there. Nah, that dude talented. He can fight. He was hungry. He wanted to win. He ain't have no hoe in him, as they say. No bitch in him. Let me be frank. Let me be clear. Them dudes was throwing down. They was trying to win, bro. They was trying to win. He ran into a hungry Lamont Roach that was really trying to win. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Shout out to Tank, man. You don't need no excuses for yourself. Hey, man, shit, it's a fight. It's a fight. That is what it is. If you want to say he got exposed, by all means, have at it. But for me, I just think Lamont proved that he was better than what people was giving him credit for. Tank fought how he typically fight. I think Lamont Roach was able to take advantage of it better than other guys in some spots. He had a better game plan than most guys come in there with. He was willing to fight back with Tank. You know what I mean? He moved when he needed to. He didn't overdo it. It was a great fight. He made Tank think. You know what I mean? Made him think in there. And it's simple. You know what I mean? You see a great fight. That's all. That's what that was. That was a really good fight last night. A rain of peace to the queen. How you feeling? Calvin said, anybody know that Tank was most skillful opponent? Oh, he was that. Oh, Tank was most skillful. Look, Tank very skillful, man. But Lamont showed you he can hang, bro. He showed you he can hang. It was a great fight. He was working, bro. He wasn't giving up. He wasn't laying down. He came to win too. That's why I say, y'all don't forget these dudes. They got careers, that opportunity. Think about it. Think about it. Anytime a guy take the most dangerous fight that it looked like he could take on paper, and he could have made slightly more money fighting his mandatory, is letting you know that he coming to win and it wasn't all about money. Remember, people, they just be showing up for a check. Nah, no, he not. No, he wasn't. He was showing up to win. His conditioning was top notch. He was on point. He didn't slow down, get tired, be intimidated. That's why we seen a real fight. We seen a really good fight. You seen somebody stand up to him and fight him back. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, he didn't have his best outing. So it's okay. You got to make no excuses, bro. Lamont Roach came to damn win, bro. Came to win. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what, maybe, some of the stuff Lamont Roach was talking about was real. I don't know. But the reason why I'm saying that is because that was one of the biggest explanations, or consistent explanation from the coaches and trainers as to why the fight went that way. Losing focus. One reason or another. That's what they said. And that's what Lamont Roach was talking about in the presser. Do y'all remember? He's like, man, I heard, man, my ear's been to the street, so I don't know if it was any, credibility into what he was saying, but you just never know. You got to perform on the night. He had a really competitive night in the office, bro. He had somebody that was really trying to change their career and change their life with a win. Get what I'm saying? That shit ain't easy when you got somebody trying to come in there and win. Somebody that's familiar with you, right? Somebody that's athletic like you. And I told people, man, well, y'all don't. When somebody say the next time some fight fans tell me somebody don't got the power to keep somebody up off of them, I'm going to tell them you don't know nothing about boxing. Because people were saying Lamont Roach don't hit hard enough to keep him up off of him. That shit, this whole notion that guys want to get hit is crazy to me. He had more than enough, bro. Those are 8-ounce gloves. These guys are not pillow fit. All that pillow fisted shit sound cool. You get what I'm saying? And then look what they say. Look how clean Tank face was. But look how the fight played out. Never mind how clean his face was. They respected each other. They earned each other's respect like real men in the ring. You've seen it. They had respect for each other and what each other was throwing. Roach couldn't be silly. If Tank wasn't worried about what Lamont had at all and he was feeling like the fight fans, he don't got nothing to keep me up off him, then why would he have to take a knee talking about not wanting to get hit with grease in his eye? That's because he know it. You get what I'm saying? He told y'all he had sneaky power, but you let a fight fan tell him, nah, man, he don't got nothing to keep him off him. These are men with 8-ounce gloves in shape. Getting hit with a clean punch do not feel good. I don't care who you are. You don't want to get hit. Nobody likes getting hit. Nobody. That was a very, it was a high-level fight, bro. That was a high-level fight. And what I will say, if you went into the fight feeling like, Tank just being the obvious better fighters, no problem, because he proven it. On the level, I get it. But I think Lamont was able to raise his level on the night because of who he was in there with. Get what I'm saying? Somebody that he really wanted to beat, that he's also familiar with, as I keep saying, right? But he was prepared, bro. He's prepared. He wanted to win. You see, that's what you got. You got you a damn good fight. I hate that saying. Tank was getting touched up. Yeah, he was getting touched. He was getting touched. Chase got it. Was good. Tank got rocked with some good shots. That he did. He got a hell of a beard. He took some damn good shots. He gave some good shots. You know what I mean? I thought he had stunned Lamont once in the fight as well. You know what I mean? But they both, credit to them, they both was game. They both had crazy poker faces. Both of them was in crazy shape. That was Rome was good with that. Was a truly high-level, competitive-ass fight. That was fun. And you got to enjoy that. You had to enjoy that last night, man, because you didn't expect the outcome. You didn't expect the fight to look like it did. Lamont outlasted what a lot of people thought he couldn't. What a lot of people thought he couldn't do, he did. And how many knockouts he got? What, 10? Ain't no knockout guy, man. Nah, it's not all about knocking people out, bro. It's about boxing, skills, execution, not just power. That shit was, the last night was an example of that. Great fight, great battle of the wits in the corners. You know what I'm saying? Lamont Roach had his dad. Tank had, Barry Hunter and Coach Calvin in the corner. Man, that was a fun fight to watch, man. I had 8-4 folks. That was crazy when I said I think Shakur could get a 12-zip in Tank. Still think I'm crazy now? I feel you, bro. I feel you, Rome. Rainer, they both were playing chess. Absolutely. It was a chess match, a fun chess match, too, to watch. Man, it was cool to see them working, man, figuring it out, the ebbs and flows. Like I said, you seen the moments when Tank, stepped on the gear a little bit and was pressing, start ripping them shots in there. Some of them joints just landed, man. He was hitting Lamont with some real smoke. But the dude just was able to weather the storms and get back his own. You know what I'm saying? Credit to him for standing in there like a warrior and figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? Credit to both of them. I definitely wouldn't mind their immediate rematch. Immediate one makes sense. They're not going to credit Roach. They're just going to say Tank had a bad night. Well, over here, we'll put it all in perspective. Tank can have his best night, but I think a lot of that was due to Lamont. But some of that obviously was him getting in his own way to a degree. And I'm basing that off what his coaches was saying, right? They kept saying lack of focus. Right? I mean, people talk both sides. Everything you said is true. Yeah, Jeremy, you got to, man. Real boxing supporters, Jeremy, is going to speak on both sides. I have no hate at all for nobody that fought at all last night whatsoever. I support them all. I went into the fight thinking it was, no slight to Lamont, no disrespect to him. I thought it was going to be like an 8-10, kind of like a later stoppage for Tank. You know what I mean? Due to how talented Lamont was and how he would be able to compete. I didn't have it going the distance, and I eat my humble pie. You know what I'm saying? He went the distance, proved me wrong, and he put out a damn good showing, and he pushed one of the faces of boxing to the brink last night, to what I believe is honestly his first loss. Would have been his first loss had it been for that point. You know what I mean? Not the knockdown, the knee. You know what I mean? That would have resulted in the 10-8 round. So it just is what it is, man. I just feel like people should stop being so shell-shocked by seeing great fights or competitive fights. You get what I'm saying? Pooh the Kid, my guy, was good with it. Appreciate you. And I called it. It's going to take it from Roach. Yeah, it's quite a few people that felt that way, too.
What? This not funny. How am I supposed to get home? Hold on. Hold on. Here. $2. Take the train.
Shout out to Pooh the Kid. Appreciate you, bro. I mean, yeah, it was just one of them fights. It was really, really close, man. It was close, competitive, ebbs and flows. Like I said, Tank did start a bit later than what he needed to. I did anticipate him starting faster. Why? Because he did say that. And on top of that, just seeing him warm up so early, I thought that was the whole point, reasoning for that, right? So he could come out there and up the punch output. But, it's old habits is hard to break. You get what I'm saying? It's hard to break like that. He is who he is. He's very economical with his punches, but he's very precise, very accurate and deadly with them. And, I just think it takes a certain level of fighter to be able to take advantage of that consistently enough for them to get a decision or a victory over him, right? Like you seen how difficult it was for Roach. It wasn't no easy fight. This is one of his best performances, probably the best performance of his career. And he was able to do that in the biggest night of his life. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of those fights where nobody lose no fans. He definitely got to gain the respect of the people, and you got to want to see him again. And I'm not tripping on anybody calling for a rematch. I would love to see it. You know what I mean? Especially if it was an immediate one, but I don't think that's what's going to happen next, Can make it on Friday. Shout out to Tim Lee, man. It's all good, man. All love, bro. Shout out to you, bro. Hope you're doing well over there. Wasn't Rockmore off balance, getting hit, trying to back up. Darnell Schaefer, shout out to you. Look, that's the shot that they said he got buzzed with, or he got his attention. You know what I'm saying? That's the shot that got his attention. Hold on. I think I had it in the clip. Let me see. Just real quick.
Counter right, nice right uppercut. Roach taking the fight to Davis. Davis high guard, wanting to explode with the left. Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaning with right.
My bad. That's not the one. That's not the one. One is I thought I gotta find it, man. It's a clip in here, but it's not a big deal. It's boxing. That shit happens. He was pulling out and he got caught with a shot that he wasn't ready for. And that what it was. He had a hell of a poker face. They got right back to it. It wasn't like no stinky legs, you know what I'm saying? He just stumbled a little bit. He got clipped with a clean shot. Right, Arena, it's all good. Mars Dope was good with it. He say he don't want the rematch next. Would not be this year. Nah, he ain't rematching them right now. Helene was good with it, bro. And just need his regular team in his corner, no one else. Yeah, I don't think it was that though. I really don't. I don't think it was that. I don't know why. I don't think it was so much the coaches. Why I say that? Because it's somebody he's worked with before. If it wasn't somebody that he was familiar with, then I'd be like, yeah, that would have been like weird. Just go to a brand new guy. You know what I mean? And every fight for him is the biggest fight. Every fight. You know what I mean? So shout out to Pooh the Kid. Said something definitely with Tank and Coach Calvin. I mean, people gonna over speculate. I got a video somebody sent me a while ago. little bit before I got up here. I'm gonna play it. Y'all smash the like button, sub to the channel. We gonna keep building. Like I said, we just talking about what we seen, the biggest takeaways from the fight. You know, this is why we got to see these fights. We all had these preconceived notions of how things gonna play out, but you know, you just never know until you see them, right? I'm not awarding nobody wins, and I'll use this fight as an example to be more you know, thorough with my picks and how I'm breaking down these fights. You know what I mean? Give these men a fair shake based on what they shown you and demonstrated throughout their careers. Nowhere in Lamont's career did you ever see him as a guy that would back down from a challenge and not be willing to take it. Like I said, he didn't have to take this fight. And if it was strictly about money and not taking challenges or holding on to his belt, then he would have went and faced his mandatory for the bit more money or whatever, and not even thought about the opportunity that could come if he gets the win over Tank. So credit to Lamont Roach for betting on self, and he just fell just slightly short. No fault of his own. He fought a great fight. Tank fought a great fight. But Lamont Roach, I think, slightly edged it, in my opinion, slightly.
What? This not funny. How am I supposed to get home? Hold on. Hold on. Here. $2. Take the train.
Shout out to my dog, man. Foodie kid, man. Yeah, so just, I don't know. It's not immediate rematch. We get Tank with Shakur next. I mean, I would love to see it. Kendrick was good with it. Hannibal was good. Y'all smashed the like button. QT. So I think Lamont came with the perfect game plan and allowed Tank to rely on counter punching. Hey, QT. He had answers. See what it do, homie? He had answers, you know, when Tank shot his shots, right? He had counters, good counters. He was being first when he needed to. He did go to the body early and kind of did some consistent body work throughout the fight that, like I said, I think helped him. You know what I mean? Most people don't go to Tank's body. Definitely not with no consistency. You know what I'm saying? So he did a lot of great work. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's what happens when you're in a real fight, bro. And you got somebody in there that's trying to win, that's familiar with you, that, you know what I mean, got a lot on the line, like life-changing situation. These dudes be wanting to win. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Grease in my eyes, man. Great fight. You got to get back with Calvin, being the lead coach trainer. Look, this is weird video somebody has sent me in, and I understand that. I get it. Y'all feel like just that little shakeup or difference was, you know. But look how far people go, even after they keep squashing it and saying how they good, and even Tank coming out saying, yo, Calvin ain't going nowhere. I got him tatted on me. That's Pops. Like, even after saying that, and Calvin keep answering it every which way he can for people to still continue to ask. But it's just like, it ain't no changing it. It ain't no, like, that's just people for you. They just not going to leave it alone. All right, check this out. Y'all punch the like button, sub to the channel. Let's keep rocking.
Tank don't fuck with Coach Cal. When Tank was walking up, it looked like Coach Cal was about to give him that hug like you always do, and Tank just brushed him off like, fuck out of here, nigga. Whoop, excuse me. Fuck out of here, nigga. Now it seems like Coach Cal on point, so you're not paying Tank no mind. And Tank go over here, he go to this nigga, and watch this shit that he do. He gonna lift his jacket up, and like, our conversation is a secret, I don't want him to hear it, type shit. Like, yo, what's up with Coach Cal and Tank? They really don't fuck with each other? Like, what? And he brush him off again, like, don't touch me type shit. Like, you see that?
I mean, look, man, I'm only going to go off of what they both said. They both dismissed that shit. I'm not about to overanalyze it just because they ain't what he wanted to do. Suplex him, stand on his shoulders. Like, bro, he there. He's supporting them. It's right after a fight. It's 100 people talking to you. It's a decision that you ain't had in a long time, right? You ain't never had a draw. It's a lot going on. Like, there's no need to overanalyze shit that's not there for me. Like, I just don't do that personally, right? Like, people just got a lot of time on their hands, and they just, like I said, always overdoing it, man. If them men say they good, and I'm just leaving it there. Did he make a mistake with the trainer change? Nah, I think he familiar with Barry Hunter. Like, they worked with each other before. You get what I'm saying? they all like a family over there. Calvin Ford said going into the Headbangers gym just brought back memories. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Good times and shit like that. So he made a switch. He said Calvin said he had a lot going on. Yeah, he said he had a lot going on, and you know, he going through stuff. When he going through stuff, you know, Tank made the switch. So we got somebody else that could fill the shoes or fill the void. And I last time I checked, he's worked with this guy before and he's been successful and, you know, knockouts and whatever the case. You get what I'm saying? So the first time a guy, you know, have a unfavorable outcome or something don't go all his way, I ain't gonna start blaming like trainers and things like that because they don't fight for him. You know what I mean? It wasn't like Tank wasn't fighting how Tank fight. It just, you know, he had somebody in there with a different style, with a really good game plan as well, trying to win. And that's just what happens. That's what happens when, you know what I mean? You already know, Tim. I'm pretty sure it will be. Kendrick said Tank was just frustrated in general. Think so, too. It was a lot of emotions, man. Tim very mad at him, but they'll fix it right. You know what I mean? All good, Arena. Peace to the queen, man. It's all good. Yeah, man. So look, I ain't gonna get into that too much more, but like I said, people just they overanalyze everything. They take time out of their day to do this stuff. And I get it, yo. Shit look a certain way, but when you from the outside looking in, it's gonna look like that. Right? There's a lot going on. He was talking to 20 different people, man. Here, there, everywhere, man. I'm pretty sure they talked. They had time in the locker room. It's not that big a deal. Like I said, overall, the fight was a damn good fight, very competitive and entertaining because it went in a way that not most people expected. And Lamont Roach showed his ass, man. He fought his heart out. You know, Tank did his best to you know, close the gap. And definitely was entertaining. It wasn't no like significant gap. He fought every step of the way. I just think I might have slightly edged by a couple points at best. You know what I'm saying? Couple points at best for me. So the draw, I'm not completely shocked with it. It was one of them fights, ebbs and flows. Nobody took the fight and ran with it or nothing like that. It wasn't that type of fight where you like, all right, man, he running away with this. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was a highly competitive chess match. You know, it wasn't about the size or the weight, none of that. Neither guy was affected. Lamont Roach looked like he was in great shape. His conditioning was on point. Like I said, how else was he able to take those shots? He took some really good, solid shots, and it was because of the shape he was in. You know what I mean? And he was ready. He had his mind made up that he wasn't getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? He was like, bro, I'm not going. I am not going, bro. I'm going to fight my ass off. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to fight my ass off, and that he did, bro. And it almost, you know what I mean, worked out in his favor, bro. He don't got no reason to hang his head, and neither do Tank. You went in there with a guy that was trying to win, and that was the result. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, nobody should be, don't nobody need excuses. And me, I don't need to make them, but I know what I seen was a damn good fight, bro. I seen dudes really trying to win. You know what I'm saying? I seen Tank trying to punch holes through Lamont when he closed the gap. I seen him really trying to hurt this man. You know what I'm saying? So all that friend shit went out the window. They was chucking leather, and they was trying to hurt each other. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not whining. I do hear people making the argument that you know, they was boys or something like that. That's why the fight went that way. And I just don't agree with that, because if they could have knocked each other out, they would have done it. You know what I'm saying? And they would have worried about all that being friends and shit later. You know what I'm saying? The fact that remains is they was just competing in or around the same level. And it was just a nip and tuck type of fight, back and forth. Nobody really taking the fight, like I said, and running away with it. It was like a fight of inches, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, Lamont did everything he was supposed to do. He fought damn near a perfect fight against Tank, right? It was as good as fight as you're going to see against him, right? And then the grease in the eye and the knee, like I said, I think that, to me, would have tipped it in Lamont's favor. Because you got to think, you got to draw without it. You add that. You get what I'm saying? You add that respectfully across the board. Now he walk up out of there with a razor thin win. You get what I'm saying? Razor thin win, split decision win, or something like that. You know what I mean? Tim Stout, my guy. Because Tank Roach, not to bring the family to the fight, was going to be bad for him, right? He did tell him that. Don't bring the women and children at home. But good thing for them, they both made it out, you know, to make it to their families and go home to their kids. But yeah, Tank was talking that talk, man. He was letting him know it's gonna get bad, but he tried though. He damn sure tried to punch through Lamont. I mean, he gave it a good run for his money, man. Gave him a good run for his money. Wasn't a side privilege. Everyone being deer in the headlights. Nah, I said that as far as the knee, like it's still not an excuse, but I do think it's a legit reason, not just me trying to make an excuse for anybody. You're supposed to handle business, but I genuinely thought that shit just threw people way off. Like way off. Like they seen that and it's like almost in real time. Like you didn't even know how to react to it because it was so unexpected. And it just goes to show you that people truly are human, not just these fighters, but referees and all that. Because his initial reaction was right, but then he just stopped, like, huh? Like he was just confused and just let it rock. So this is what it is. Motown, what it do? Tank tried, but Lamont wasn't going down. Yeah, he wasn't going down, bro. He wasn't going down. He wasn't going. It was a damn good scrap, back and forth action, man.
And Davis just got backed up with a counter right from Roach.
The shot. That's the shot. I know I had a clip in here. That's the shot that bro was talking about.
And Davis just got back.
Seen a little wobble in the legs, but he called him pulling out.
And Davis just got backed up with a counter right from Roach.
Boom. He counterpunched Tank.
People acting like Tank didn't want to knock out Lamont.
Like that. So this shit boxing. I'm not going over, like, man, damn, people be overreacting. So, like, unless somebody, where's Tank born at? On Earth, planet Earth, unless he from Wakanda or Asgard, man, I'm not surprised. He human. Dude's trying to win. They told y'all Lamont had sneaky power the whole time. I don't think he was just saying that. I think he was being genuine. I'm like, yo, yeah, he ain't no big puncher, but the dude could hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Sneaky power, and he said he got skill. He acknowledged that, and that's what you seen right there. He caught him with a shot he wasn't ready for. You know what I'm saying? Little dip in the legs, little dip in the knees, but he was right back chucking shots. Power shots. He got right back in there. Wasn't nothing crazy. That shit is all right, man. Boxing, man. Boxing fans got to stop tripping, bro. Everybody could be hurt. All these dudes could lose. Everybody has flaws. Nobody's the perfect fighter, no matter how good they fans spin it. Everybody, you know, can have a tough night in the office. Nobody is Superman, despite what anybody thinks, right? Or some of these wild fans think. These dudes are humans, bro. Get hit with an 8-ounce glove, you're going to feel that shit. Gary Russell said it best in the post fight, man. They asked him about power, Ryo's power or something like that. And he like, bro, one of these women in here could lace up an 8-ounce glove and hurt somebody if they hit him right. And that's just a fact. That's some casual way of thinking to keep sitting here, you know, talking about that these punches don't hurt and guys can't punch and they pillow fisted. Now, some guys just ain't KO artists, but them punches don't feel good. Show me a one boxer that fought on that card that wanted to be getting hit last night. Nobody wanted to be getting punched on. Ain't nothing fun about getting punched on, bro. You went there to do the punching. You're not trying to get punched on. Overreacting, man. It's a great fight, man. And Lamont stood up to the challenge, man. You act like we ain't just see. We just got through watching Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, and people thought, you know, talking C-level this. And when are we going to stop underrating these fighters and start giving people they just do? You get what I'm saying? That's all. People rated Lamont Roach a little more highly, gave him a little more respect. They wouldn't be so shell-shocked by the result. What's up, baby? That's my baby boy out there yelling. Beth, what it do, man? So maybe we can get these fights everyone. Show kinks in their armor, right? Everybody, right. That's all that. Yo, Hannibal. Last night, all that shit do, All that shit did was make me want to see the fights that we've been calling for even more. Everybody is human, bro. And I'm not about to overreact. I ain't about to say nobody got exposed. He ain't no hype job, no PBC hype job, none of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't none of that. He just got in there with a fighter that was fighting back. That was a damn good guy. Damn good guy. That's, man, going on. You hear him? He calling my name. He hear me in the back calling dad. That's my baby boy. He ain't being a brat just yet. But yeah, so look, when I brought up the Ryan fight, what I'm saying is how it played out. Never mind the end result. How it played out. Did that play out like guys were on, two separate levels? You get what I'm saying? I don't care about the end result. Not saying I don't care, but that's not the focus. My point I was making is how it played out. People made it seem like Ryan ain't belong in the ring nowhere near Devin Haney. But when you actually see how the fight played out, it don't look like that. You get what I'm saying? It looked like they belong in there with each other. Looked like they was familiar with each other. We seen how fights could play out when guys are familiar with each other. That's all. And last night was another example of it. You know what I mean? Preparation, being familiar with each other, right? You know what I mean? That impacted the fight. Not in a negative way. I think it made it good because Lamont Roach maybe was able to prepare differently than other guys. They asked him in the interview, can you say that you know things about him that other guys don't? And they was talking about within boxing, like on the, in terms of boxing, on his boxing shit. And he like, yeah, you definitely could say that. So like I said, that's because he's familiar with him. So that's what you seen. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Ryan and Devin, familiar with each other. So it didn't play out like one guy was A level and one guy was C level. That's the only point I'm making. We know what the result was and how it happened and the POS that Ryan is, but I'm just saying how the action played out. And when you look at Lamont Roach and Tank Davis, they familiar with each other. It was going to play out a certain way because of that. You get what I'm saying? And I think people just overreacting. They're not used to seeing Tank get pushed like that. You know what I mean? Nobody stand up to him. But like I said, everybody's not coming to get knocked out. And some guys really want to win. Some dudes really want to change their lives. Lamont was one of them. You know what I'm saying? He was a guy that did everything in his power. He fought a great fight. You know what I'm saying? So biggest takeaway was the knee. I doubt if Tank ever do that shit again, bro. That was the biggest shocker. Other than that, great fight, great card. Aside from Tank, the fight, man. I mean, a lot of people had different takeaways, man. And let's get into some of this, man. Some of these dudes was making jokes about it, though, man. But we ain't gonna get into it.
Did you think it was a draw?
No. I thought Lamont won.
Who you thought won?
Lamont.
You thought Lamont won? By how many rounds?
I don't know.
You still want the Tank Davis fight?
You said what?
You still want the Tank Davis fight? What went wrong? What went wrong? Take out a little steam or a fire out of it, or is it still the same?
I mean, we're going to see. I'm the best fighter in boxing. I've been saying this, so.
Shakur, what went wrong for Gervonta in this fight? Just because, could we say maybe because Lamont didn't come in, they really...
I think he got overconfident. I think he was thinking Lamont wasn't that good. I told everybody how the fight was going to go. The fight went exactly how I said. Exactly.
After seeing this performance from Gervonta, do you believe your confidence has gone a little bit more up?
My confidence been up. I've been knew I was the best.
Keyshawn, what's your worst? Shakur, what's your worst to Keyshawn? He just won his first title. We good.
Shout out to Core, man. You know he's gonna give his opinion on it. They did say Lamont Roach was a good fighter from the beginning. They were saying that Lamont Roach was better than Frank Martin. I think he left the ring making a lot of people feel like that was the case. I said he had more experience and obviously more proven than a Frank Martin. So I thought the edge was with Lamont. I thought it was going to be a different fight, better conditioning, more experience, more proven. Like I said, more fights. Actually more familiar with Tank. So it just was different circumstances surrounding this fight that led to it being competitive instead of like a blowout or Lamont Roach just getting walked down eventually and beat up. That never presented itself. He ain't let it happen. So credit to him, man. Credit to him. But a lot of different people are talking. I did really want to see him call somebody out. I hate the fact that wasn't able to happen. Probably, obviously, because the result wasn't what he thought. But I think he still should have called somebody out just for boxing purposes to be entertained. I think Shakur was there. Being there was good, man. It's a lot they could have did, but I don't know which way they're going to go next. I just don't think it'll be Lamont. But he said the person he fighting was in the locker room with him or something to that effect. I don't know who he was referring to, though. I don't have a clue. Corey said he called it precisely. Yeah. Yeah, he was calling it a 50-50 fight, and people was and that looks better for the fight because he ain't shitting on it. But instead of that, they kept saying he was hating or something like that. So it'd just be stupid. And then they, everybody was giving their different takes, man. Devin Haney joined in the conversation with the trolling. Hold on, let's get to it. Where is it at? As what Devin Haney said, I was waiting for the backflip. Somebody say you didn't land your last backflip. That's fans for you. But I don't think that's egregious. That's light. That's something light, man. Like they all talk shit to each other, man. I see Devin Haney getting a lot of flack for saying he was waiting for the backflip. Man, I don't know, man. They always gonna talk shit to each other. It's nothing new, man. It's light, man. Devin Haney is saying what he said. It's all good. Terrence Crawford joined in the conversation as well. Never seen someone take a knee and they don't count it as a knockdown. Must have forgot the rules for tonight. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that I really think my only explanation for it is based on what I was seeing is that those people, Steve Willis looked genuinely confused by what was going on. I ain't saying that's the excuse for it, but that's my interpretation of what happened. He couldn't believe what he was seeing too. Like, what the hell? Wait, took the knee, you go over there, you good? Like, what's going on? Like, I thought he was confused. I mean, probably was the first time he seen it in that fashion like that too. So, I mean, to his credit, he is human, and we seen that. You know what I'm saying? We seen that. And then something Core said, if Lamont can't get a rematch, I got a big fight for him and a world title shot against me. It's my bro. We definitely can make something happen. Good shit. We tag Lamont. I seen Lamont already talked about them talking about a fight. I mean, look, the way I see this, more good fights come out of this. Tank ain't gonna rematch him, then cool. He gonna move on, and I don't know who he'll fight next, but we'll find out sooner than later, right? Lamont, if he got an opportunity to fight at 135 and fight Shakur, not a bad fight. I mean, I think he showed that he can compete at that level, right? So I wouldn't be against seeing the fight. The fact that they had some type of conversation before that they'll be willing to fight each other, I'm on board for it. Like whatever makes sense. It's like whatever fights are available for these guys that make sense, I want to see. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, if he ain't gonna get his pay the next and you can't get a Tank fight, right? If Lamont Roach is there, yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, he just had a great showing against, you know what I mean, a pound-for-pound talent in Tank Davis, right? So I'm not against seeing him compete with nobody else. He good for Tank. He good for anybody else. It's a good fight. Yeah, of course, he with it. He with it. I think it'll be a stylistically entertaining. You know, Lamont take chances. They feel like he take more chances than Core. The way he performed, that some people feel like they say they got him beating him. So I'm not against it. I'm not against seeing it. But whatever makes sense for these guys, ain't no need to cry over spilled milk. Tank will come back. He'll be better. I think he said he got like 4 more fights or something now since this happened. Like it kind of changed the plans or something he was saying. So expect to see him. He ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He's not going nowhere. Somebody else said, bruh, ain't the best 135. That's a fighter, Holland Williams. Everybody was weighing in. Ryan Garcia ran his mouth, forgot what he said. But it's a bunch of talk, man. Bud Crawford said Roach won. Should have been called a knockdown. Let's see what happens. Said they robbed that boy and it's crazy. Yeah, man, I don't want to say robbery. I'll just say, like, I thought they would have got the decision wrong last night. But we seen worse shit before. This ain't the first time you seen no close, no wild decisions and nothing like this. Even George Kambosos has something to say to It's about Tank, man. They said, okay, you brought me into it now. Haha, cherry. At least Kambosos has won every belt. Stepped to Lopez, Haney twice, and Lomachenko in the space of 2.5 years. Tank, the jig is up, you little ugly. That's 3.5. What is he? 3 Hall of Famers, is he saying? Top 10 pound-for-pound fighters. How many top 10 pound-for-pound fighters you fought in the last 2.5 years? Man, that's right. Too worried about your zero. You cherry picking, dwarf. You ain't no gangster. Real gangster step to anyone. You on the witness protection service. Kambosos talking crazy. And look, man, it's just fighter stuff. I don't care about all the trash talk. The fact of the matter is, look, Sean, what it do, homie? How you feeling, bro? How you been, my guy? I look at it like this. He's a fighter. He can talk how he want. Kambosos, you know, and Elda pointed this out. Shout out to my guy, Elda. He pointed this out to me a while back, how good a team Kambosos got. And he do. You look at him, he always find his way in an opportunity in a good fight. So, and he's a brave guy. He'll get in there and scrap. But in terms of if he'll beat Tank, like, I hate to just give people wins, but, like, I think we all know what happened in that fight. You know, look, Kambosos still hanging around. He ain't retired yet. Expect to see him in more fights, but if he fight any of those top guys, in my opinion, I think he get cooked by all of them. So I'm not really impressed with him trash talking on Twitter. I could care less. This is entertaining. This content for me, and just is what it is. Not that big a deal, man. We all know what would have happened if he stepped in a ring with Tank Davis. I'm sorry, like, this ain't that. This ain't no Lamont Roach. Like, this ain't that. You will get your ass cooked. And I don't care. I hate to give people wins without the fight being made. I always will say anything that can happen, but more times than not, man, he getting stopped. You know what I'm saying? So overall, yeah, like I said, my takeaway, Tank, that was a good fight, but I don't know if his performance overall is a product of the things that he's been going through, like with his mind being partially on retirement. You get what I'm saying? Maybe this is a wake-up call for him. Maybe this will make him better. You know what I mean? Or you get what I'm saying? Because we'll see. Like, I don't see him tucking his tail and not responding accordingly after a fight like this and this competitive. Like, I know the next time in the ring, he's going to truly want to prove a point and smoke something. So there's always a silver lining. Yeah, you're going to get criticized for taking a knee. They're going to talk crazy. That's the game. You know it yourself. That's the game. For me, I want to see what kind of, who his next opponent going to be. That's why I said that was a missed opportunity. I wish he still would have called somebody out and kept his word on that. But I guess I could understand, too, the fact that it didn't go the way you wanted it to go. You just held off on the call out. You get what I'm saying? For whatever reason. But I still would have liked it, man. I think you could have still did it. Lucky to escape with the other L, yeah. I ain't mad people cooking them. Hope it motivate them, yeah. Got to put a gang of respect on Lamont's name. Yeah, he looked more poised on the big stage than Tank. Yeah, man. I mean, look, he looked very prepared. I think he might have surprised Tank in some ways. He might have surprised him in some ways, you know what I mean, with just the performance, the execution, and his approach, right? His willingness to engage and not be gun shy in there. Like, it was very smart, disciplined fight from Lamont Roach, man, right? He really tested Tank. I think this will make him decide how much he really wanted, right? That's what you'll get. Like, it's always something good to come out of this. I think it'll motivate him. I do think it'll motivate him, because if he's as mentally tough as what we think, then I think this will motivate him to do better, to now, maybe make any necessary changes, or maybe it'll light the fire. It's possible. But then there's always that possibility that, because you started talking retirement, that notion of having 1 foot in, 1 foot out the game, right? You think about therapy, bettering yourself, and life after boxing. So people will question, how much are you still committed? How much is your heart still in it? It's normal. It's okay to ask the questions right after seeing a performance like this. And look, I thought he was switched on. I thought, some of the stuff that was coming out about him was just typical fighter gossip, right? You know what I mean? But maybe it'd be some truth to, the lack of focus, right? Because again, his trainers were speaking to that. And that's one thing that Lamont was pointing out in the pressers. Like, I heard you ain't been focused and this and this and that. And remember, I was speaking to how Tank was responding to him in some of those with some of those statements he was making, on that one in particular. So it sounded like it was some truth to it. Sounded like he could, and it's normal. People can't have distractions. You can't be distracted, and all it take is a mistake on the night, and it's all over. You know what I'm saying? For him, like Sean said, he made it up out of there without an L. It's controversial, the decision, right? People don't feel like it's a draw. They feel like that was a win for Lamont, especially with the knee in the 9th round. I understand all of that, but ain't nothing you could do. Lamont ain't tripping. Tank gonna move on to the next one. I don't think we get no immediate rematch there, obviously, and I don't know who he gonna fight. He ain't called nobody out. I don't even know what to think about his next opponent. I don't know which direction he gonna head. Pressed by Roach, Billy standing in the pocket, catch and shoot. Thought he was playing with fire, but he was fighting with fire. With fire, Sean has a great point, bro. He was. William Winstead, he said Tank needs more fights. He's definitely rusty. Also fights like Pink and yeah. I mean, look, they familiar with each other for sure, William. Rust. I don't know. Y'all think he was rusty? I don't know. He didn't look rusty, right? It just was a good fight. Watching it, I wasn't feeling like, yeah, he looking rusty. I mean, I don't know, but activity is definitely important for anybody, right? How long he been out? Was it 9 months? Was it? I think I'm not sure. I don't want to be wrong, but maybe. And then look, not giving them no outs, no none of that, just real conversation. This fight got pushed back, delayed, different things like that too. So you just never know. And then he was been on weight. I mean, he was spot on. For the weigh-in. So yeah, 9 months. I thought so. So it could be. It could be. But I just didn't feel like that was the reason the fight was playing out that way. You know what I'm saying? I thought they both was really just familiar with each other, and Lamont fought a fight that most take opponents don't. He was very disciplined and defensively responsible. He was on point. He didn't make a lot of goofy ass mistakes. Like, he got hit with no silly shit. You get what I'm saying? Neither guy got hit with like dumb shit. Like they made each other earn their keep in the ring, right? And that you started to see at a certain point where they were really gaining each other's respect. You get what I'm saying? They really gained each other's respect last night. Telling that man he was getting killed. Roach. Like, yeah, he wasn't going for it. Big keep what it do, homie. Activity consistency is important. Anything you want to improve? Yeah, improving it. Absolutely. Absolutely. He did a lot of things right, bro. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it, man. Pink looked unfocused. His movement was sharp. But Roach ain't no slouch. He came off 14 Maleo when he fought Frank, right? And looked sharper there, right? So, yeah, man. Activity is definitely important. But let's see if this light a fire up under him. You know what I'm saying? Was that the writing on the wall because he talking all the retirement stuff, right? Was that a sign of things to come, like things getting difficult because, he's thinking about the retirement? Or did he just fight a guy that was familiar and fought a damn good fight and he just didn't have his best out? And he is human and not Superman. That's the way I'm going to go, right? Good fight, two guys, friends. It's going to be competitive like that. Roach did avoid the kill shots, and he did a damn good job staying upright and not getting knocked all around the ring or getting put into a mean. You get what I'm saying? So I think he won some people over. You know what I'm saying? He said he was going to fight a certain way, and he did. You know what I mean? Styles make fights. That was an interesting style clash. Both guys are athletic, really good reflexes. Roach looked faster in this fight than I've seen him in some of the fights in the past. I ain't gonna lie. He looked really switched on for this fight, like he truly embraced what this challenge was in Tank. He was here for it. You get what I'm saying? He understood the assignment. He was trying. He was like, bro, I'm trying to win. And I love that from him. I love it. He fought like a real champion. So I understand that he was a champion at a lighter weight class, but it don't matter, man. He made it to be a world champion, got that experience. He at that level, and he proved that he could compete at 135 if he want to. So I'm interested to see what's next for both guys. I'm not going to harp too much over one fight. It's one fight. It was a draw. Like I said, for me, Lamont would have edged it out slightly. definitely with the knockdown being counted, or not the knockdown, the knee, pardon me, it would have solidified it. And that's just it. That's all. But Gary Antuanne Russell also was on this card, bro. And he fought one of the best fights that he could have fought. I think he beat Rayo convincingly. That fight lived up to the expectations to me. I think it was good. It was competitive, entertaining. But Gary Russell was outworking. He showed boxing ability. He was able to show those wrinkles in his game and be more disciplined as a boxer without putting himself in harm's way. He took some solid shots from Rayo and gave back better than he got. I think he hurt Rayo a couple times in this fight. And credit to Rayo, man. He had a hell of a beard. He took some really good shots, man. Gary Antuanne Russell conditioning was on point. But so was Rayo, man. He was very patient, poised. He didn't in the fight. Just was a good showing for him, man. It was a good showing, even in defeat, right? He just, he showed that, look, you just lost to a better guy, man. Lost to a better guy. The belt changed hands, and we got us a new champion now. And Mr. Gary Antuanne Russell. I love it. Love this shit. Ann McQueen, what it do, homie? Got to love it. Well adjusted to 35 and maybe even a bit more natural at 35. I mean, he said it, Ambrose. Remember, he kept saying it like the weight won't be a problem and he'll be more comfortable. He could eat a little bit more. That's what it looked like. Cornelius, what it do, player? What's good, Ant?
And it wasn't his first rodeo either. He started his career down at 135. Started his career down there.
Hey, did you know they put that graphic up on the screen? Did you catch it? Trying to say it was his first fight at 35?
No, I had missed that, but
yeah, they put the thing, when they be in the ring and they be putting up the little stats and shit about them. Yeah, they try to say first fight at 135. I'm like, why are they putting that misleading the people, bro? That's not his first fight. If you look, he had more fights above, or in or around that limit than Tank did. I think if you look.
No, he has. And he's also had a fight at 140 too. He's fought at 140 before. I believe part of it is just laziness. Somebody over there who wasn't doing their due diligence. Because we got to remember that Lamont Roach was a golden boy fighter. So they probably either they didn't do their due diligence or they were just spewing some rhetoric and being lazy.
I think they do it. I think it's one of them things like they did with Loma. Like scraped his record clean. Like it just
expunged the loss.
I feel like I'll be feeling disrespected a little bit because to me, that's not a mistake. You know what I think that be? They really know that people are lazy. And there'd be a lot of people that don't know, and you could sell them that shit. You get what I'm saying? They not gonna go look. They're gonna be like, oh look, it was his first fight at 135. Like, it's just kind of like how people would see Wilder as a knockout artist and just assume, in the Olympics, that's because he's knocking everybody out. You ain't seen one fight, but that's what you saying. Same shit, just different, same shit, similar. Shout out to my guy Sean, man. Big salute to Gary on a great performance. He came in there sharp, good condition, and had that hard hat on as usual. Yeah, he came to scrap, man. Much love to my guy, always supporting the grind as well. Being a channel member, always holding my.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to my guy.
Man, if I had the opportunity to interview him post fight, I would have asked him how many jabs did you throw in camp? Because my Lord, he had the stick working last night, Gary Antuanne. That man was firing like 1,000 jabs a round. I said, damn, like he didn't give my man Rayo any opportunity for respite or reprieve. He was just on the defensive the whole damn fight, bro. It was just like jab, 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 jab. And he was going high with it, going low with it. I was like, God damn.
Right. Educated pressure too, bro.
Oh my Lord.
Educated pressure.
1,000%. That might have been the most educated I've ever seen his pressure, because typically he'll go in there and he'll just throw big shots. Not last night. He was working behind that jab. When he was coming forward, he was jabbing. When he was mid-range, he was jabbing. When the few moments where Rayo backed him up, he was still jabbing. I said, God damn. that jab was working overtime, bro. Lovely work from Gary Antuanne.
Right. Yeah, I was happy for him, man, to see him get that dub. A little gutted for Ryo because it's his third loss now. You know how that shit be. Try to play his hands, but I think he'll be back. He'll be back. But I'm really happy for the Russell family, man. They needed that. They earned that. And he earned it. No controversy. No complaining. He showed the wrinkles that I said he needed to show to a degree without putting himself in harm's way or at a disadvantage. He was able to do that, and I was impressed thoroughly. I enjoyed watching his fight last night. Al Booker, what it do, homie? Big dog, what's good, bro?
What's cracking, man? I've been kind of hopping around to page to page, but I feel home here. But I'm just going to say that I'm giving these niggas this work this week. That's what I'm going to say.
Chill out, big dog. Chill out.
Man, because yesterday, man, before the fight, man, I heard Tank can beat up. He might be able to beat up. He can beat up Crawford, and if he goes up to 147, he probably can beat up Charlo and give him up. Man, I was hearing it all yesterday.
Yeah,
it all yesterday. But those same people, they're missing action today. So,
oh yeah. I see the people conveniently quiet. Some people, not nobody I rock with. I see people still calling it.
Either the minute, like there's a few that miss it. Like he's
it's a couple that's
there's a few channels, but then I hear cats like, oh well, now Lamont Roach is the second best fighter at 135. I'm like, okay,
yeah, I hear some of that noise too. People say it seems like Kenny doesn't mind if Turkey gets involved, but he said they have to do it in America. Shout out to Teach. The Teach. It's a lot. Major, what's good with it? It's a lot to unpack from the fight. I mean, shit. I've heard as far as the Turkey business, I've heard Steven Espinosa sound like he with it too.
I mean,
and see, are you guys? Is this when there's a hard rumor? I was gonna say just a rumor. I know, in the Tank fan world is different, but I'm hearing Jake Paul or what's his name? The cat up on the fight, Schofield next.
I have no idea.
Who was gonna fight Schofield next?
Tank Schofield or Jake Paul, because he was talking about money, and then they were saying these two, the person who he's going to fight was in his locker room last night, and the only fighter I seen in his locker room was Jake Paul.
Well, he said the person didn't show up.
Schofield next. That's out.
Who? What?
He said the person didn't show up. That was supposed to he was supposed to call out or what have you. I mean, call outs are call outs. It is what it is. I'll say one thing though, Big Dog Willie. If there's anything that the history of the sport has shown us, is we can't be too high or too low on any one performance. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't just go for Tank, because there's guys that gotten lost in the history of the sport, like a guy like Bobby Joe Young. A lot of people are like, who the fuck is Bobby Joe Young? Well, Bobby Joe Young is the only dude to beat Aaron Pryor. Aaron Pryor got wins over other Hall of Famers. So him losing to that one guy doesn't mean all of a sudden, okay, he couldn't do this out of the third against somebody else. That's why it's always important for us to just see the fights.
You know what? I understand that. I'm just right now, I'm just basking in the sunlight because I heard it for a whole week, like with Shakur, and I'll be petty about the shit. Shakur watched a person, watched a man, and all I can hear was hate and criticism.
Yeah.
And then now the foot's on the other or the shoes on the other foot, and now is quiet or just denial. So so it's just like I'll be ignorant for a couple of days. I don't calm down. I don't stay. You know, a lot of times I'm mostly joking. I'll be ignorant for a couple of days, going to tease him and make fun of him. But what I'm trying to say is this man, this was coming, and it's that Superman complex with like he can do no wrong. They did that with Haney, and they did that with Deontay Wilder. They did that with Errol Spence. They did that with, and I'm saying I'm talking about their fans. They get to a certain point where these people, they put these people on these pedestals like they're incredible, and then it all goes, and then he loses. Oh, yesterday one dude said that he beat up Roberto Duran and knock him out in the first round. Tank could. And I was like, man, yeah, I was like, are you hearing what you're saying, or you do even care? So so now these same people are not here. So
that's what my thing though,
again,
Big Dog Willie. Is like that's what I was saying before. Is like as fans, we just gotta just be open minded to anything being possible, whether or not it's probable or not. Anything is possible. Like you just mentioned Roberto Duran. You know who gave Roberto Duran his first loss?
What's his name? Way back in the day.
No, it wasn't. It was Esteban de Jesus.
Yeah. I said way back in the day, man, like in the mid '70s.
No, my kids. I couldn't even hear you. But yeah,
he started in 1970. So I want to say, or 69. It was 69.
72. 72. He took his first out. But it was
Esteban de Jesus. Yeah, 70. Yeah, 72.
When's the last time
he lost to him? Then he came back and beat him, and then beat him again. So he was 1-2 against, or 2-1 against him.
2-1 against him. He got dropped. He got dropped in the first fight. I mean, like, only reason why he didn't lose the belt that time was because of the what's the name? It was because of the weight.
But those days are different, though. We're talking about the high pressure. If you lose one time, then you're garbage type of. We're talking about this type of.
Yeah, they all could lose, bro. I want to be clear about that. All of them, man.
That's my main point. But that's my main point, though. Just right there is that anything could happen. If Roberto Duran, who is widely regarded as the greatest lightweight who has ever lived, if he lost to a fight that to somebody that we hardly talk about nowadays. Muhammad Ali had tough fights with guys like Doug Jones. When's the last time you heard somebody bring up Doug Jones in an all-time great conversation?
For real.
Because they're in there with guys. For one, these dudes got skills of their own. They got attributes of their own. They got aspirations of their own. You don't think Lamont Roach is thinking about how his fortunes could change if he were to whoop Tank's ass last night? Of course he is.
Right.
So he gonna fight like it, and he fought like it. He ain't come and lay down. He didn't shy away from the power. He actually exchanged with him. He seemed like he had bigger moments in the fight than Tank did.
Yeah,
he was determined.
You can make the predictions. It's okay to predict, but to act like your prediction is law, and because you predict how a fight will play out, that fight don't have to be made. That's how people carry. Like I don't have people say, for example, like, come on, Just, Tank just gonna knock Shakur out. Like, look,
right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't really need to see it. Like, he's gonna knock him out, all right? It's like,
it's a prediction with the guts of,
you
like,
predict all you want, but it's when you try to make your prediction law, and we award guys, even the Shakurs. Like, I've been guilty of it. Don't award none of these guys to win before getting in there. You can say what you think, but don't make it sound like it's no other way it can be anything but what you're saying. That's what people do. So the predictions is cool, but passing them along like, yeah, that's a fact because I said it. Yeah, he gonna guarantee. You see what happened last night? Different kind of fight. I mean, some people had Ryo beating Gary Antuanne. They was wrong too. It wasn't just a Tank fight. I mean,
I was wrong about that. I was wrong, deadly wrong, like really badly wrong about that.
I thought he was gonna box him up.
Yeah, but you know what? Like you said, you gotta watch the fight. The fight has to be played out.
Right.
You have to play the game. What's the name said that? What's a coach in the NFL? So you have to play the game, or whatever how you said it. You just, it just, it's what is it? Amber Queen and Just, it's like, how you and I, especially Just, when I go through these wars with Devin fans and Tank fans and whoever, and they sit there and have their, I go by myself and argue about with like 3 or 4, 10 of them just by myself, and you hearing getting called names and and now they still want to call you names, but they're cautious about it, but they just don't want to learn. And when it comes to the point where Shakur loses, I'm not gonna be sitting up there doing what these cats do. I'm gonna expect him. Every single fight, it's gonna be back my mind that he can lose. I'm not gonna sit there and all time like sit there and do it and be like, oh well, it is what it is, and get all crying and falling asleep and right after fight and be off the internet for like 2 weeks and like for like a month. Like some of the when Devin Haney lost, oh man, that was devastating to Devin Haney. Oh my God, that was their fans were just man taking a sabbatical and walking in the forest and just meditating and shit. Them dudes were man.
No, 1,000%, big dog. I'm with you on that. I'm all for the banter and having fun, the back and forth. And I just say every time I see all of these things unfold, I say, thank God my favorite fighter is Edward Vasquez. Like nobody talks about him. And I like it that way. I like it that way. And I'm not delusional about like who my favorite fighter is. Like I know he's a guy that only has 4 knockouts in 17 fights. I'm not about to say he's about to knock out King Kong. He gonna do XYZ. I like him personally because for one, I like his style, and then second, I like his character. I like what I see from him in interviews and the way he interacts and the way he carries himself. I appreciate that about him. But I think that pugilism and La D, they made some extremely good points, man. In the chat. Critics and supporters of Tank both believe Roach was the 1060 underdog, and the criticism should be on the fans for disrespecting Roach.
Right.
I had a brief little interaction with Jamel Herron on Twitter yesterday, and I was expressing to him like, "Yo, I seen a lot of people disrespecting Lamont Roach because he lost to you, as if you weren't somebody who made multiple successful title defenses." Right. Like Lamont, like Jamel Herron was just a bum, and you see the same thing when people try to minimize Shakur's resume. Yeah, but who did he beat? Jamel Herron. Jamel Herron made like 4 or 5 title defenses. That was a legitimate champion. He wasn't a paper guy who won a belt and got his shit snatched.
Yeah,
he was a legit champion.
Yeah, and he was a legit champion, and it took Shakur to beat him. So it's not like he lost to a bum. It's like. And they're like, not like Shakur fought a bum. They don't, and it's just like I don't understand where this comes, and it's gonna be one of these things that they won't have to learn. It's kind of funny how just the Devin fans were going out of control, being crazy, and then as soon as Devin lose, they shut up, and now Tank. Not even, like I said, Shakur washed a man. On 4 days' notice, like watch a man, and they were still jabbing at him. And this guy, the Tank, arguably lost. And I think he did lose, and got away with a grease attack in his eyes, and had to run to the man. That was terrible, and got away with that, and got a draw out of it. So I just like I said, I'm being a little biased right now. But I think this, if anything, hopefully this humbles everybody down. And then we can actually have real boxing talk now instead of this one man being the greatest fighter that who ever lived on planet Earth.
Right.
Yeah. And I give respect to the fighters before him and the fighters that were in his class now. And that's what I want. Like I never said that Tank's a bum. I never said Tank is garbage. I never said anything like that. I never said that Devin was garbage. I never said anything. I get on Devin. I get on Bill Haney, but that's just me joking around. That's a different. I never said Devin was garbage. I never said Tank was garbage. Right. But I hear from them saying, "Oh, Shakur's garbage. Shakur has no defense. Shakur is the stuff you," and then.
He get a lot of flack, but I tell you what, he was one of the few boxers that took the high road and didn't shit on Tank. And they still trying to lump his name in there with everybody else. Nah, don't do that. When Devin Haney was going through what he was going through, he took the same kind of approach. Devin Haney even reposted one of his tweets because he was being say nothing about him. He ain't talk crazy. He say, oh, he's on this and this dude that. Even they go crazy on him. They go crazy. on him on Twitter. They go crazy. But I'm glad that he took that approach. Nah, man, like it's lame. Y'all all have rough nights. That shit could be anybody. You still gotta fight. Like, remember the other side of it. If you every time somebody fight, you want to jump on Twitter and online and talk crazy about their performance, it can happen to you. That's to go for all fighters. So for me, I'm glad that he rather, took that approach where it's like, nah, I ain't about to do that. Nope. I know he would have went off on me, and it's cool because he laughed at your performance, but it don't matter. It's like I'm glad he was like, nah, I ain't even about to do that. I like the approach, man. Let the rest of them have it. Let the rest of them. Devin was waiting for the backflip. I don't think that was that bad, but they see it as him trolling. And they like, bro,
Well, let him troll. Let him troll. Let Shakur let him troll. Because not like Tank wasn't trolling.
Yeah. He's one of the biggest trolls. He know how it go.
Yeah, so just let him. So this is what they need to understand. It hurts. Yeah, it hurts. And he didn't even lose. He got a draw. So it hurts. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. So let it hurt. Let people talk shit for a couple of days. Let it ride, and then we'll get back to business. Just now, next time, just know that you can't sit there and talk shit and expect it not to come back. Because some of these cats expect like, they're mad that people are talking shit to them. And it was like, I remember this whole week. I remember. So, it's fun. It's like I said, it's more fun in games than anything.
So
but yeah,
I
I'm gonna talk
shit on dude like he would do me, but I'm still ready and willing to make the fight. Let's make it happen. That's it. That's all. That's it. I love it. You know what I mean? I love it. So what? Who he thought won? He said it was a 50-50 fight. He even gave a breakdown on he was talking to Greg about the fight. So he ended up being right about it. Pretty spot on with his assessment. So guess he's still a hater, right? Gotta stop thinking everybody ain't hating, man. Some people just being honest and genuine. And the fact of the matter is, out of all these dudes that's potential opponents, there's one that consistently gives him undeniable credit. Said that, he think his boxing skills is crazy. Like, he gave him hella credit. I was like, bro, why he ain't a hater when he's saying this shit? Stop picking and choosing. Stop making the young man be something he not. He ain't a fool out here. He ain't just running around joining the circus. He didn't. Devin Haney got punched all over the ring. Man got on Twitter and ain't go crazy at all to the point where Devin Haney reposted it. And they was on the same page. So he ain't as fake as what people be trying to make it seem. He clearly just said, yeah, we can still make the fight. They asked him, do you still want to make it? He's like, come on, man. What kind of question is that? Yeah, I want to fight. So he posted do, man. So I'm glad he took this high road. Ain't no need to try to shit on him while he down. Look, you could have and you wouldn't have been wrong, but I respect the fact that it's unnecessary. Like, all right, so fight. You get me? Lamont was a good fighter. Shit could have happened. You know what I mean? But it could be a wake-up call for Tank. It could mean that, the next few fights for him, he's just going to make sure he all the way locked in and get back to what got him here. So, that shit happens, man. Like, not too many people could have an off night and then the result is a draw. You get what I'm saying? You end up knocked out or on your ass. Like, he made it through the fight. It happened.
Wait, have you seen the memes, though?
Huh?
Have you seen the memes?
I ain't catch none yet.
Oh my, they're clowning.
I know they everywhere. Excuse me, y'all. They've been calling them what they say? Vontae Davis or something. Knock down Vontae, some stupid Nevante. Oh, Nevante Davis. Yeah, Nevante Davis. I'm like, yeah, they having fun with it. But I don't, I could laugh at stuff, but I ain't about to join that. That's like me. That ain't my thing. I'm not into that.
I seen one. He was on his knees praying to
it was good with it, bro.
He was on his knee praying to a blue magic grease thing. It was like Shakur was on, not Shakur, but Tank was on one knee. That had him like bowing to like a can of grease or something like that.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna go crazy with the grease. I can't say that was or wasn't the issue. I just feel like he got to know. He got to be a little more aware of the situation too. It's you, bro. They looking for anything, something like that. You should have just fought through that moment, in my opinion, just to avoid the BS. But like he said, he rather do what he did, take that knee and get caught with a blind shot. So I understand it, but only thing is they didn't what's the name when he they didn't I just didn't see them wipe his eye when he went to the corner. I just seen him like wipe his head or something real quick.
Yeah, the grease.
I was over his head and he just jumped back up real quick.
It was just a bad excuse.
Yeah.
That whole situation, like he didn't get called for the knockdown.
Kello, man, my God. Not the
and then at the end of the fight, he said what he said.
I got some of that hair. Blue Magic.
At the end of the fight, oh yeah, that was tough.
I just feel like he made it through tougher moments, like for sure with the hurt hand. Like he bit down, he fought through that, and then fought around with just using one hand and not the other one. And I watched him do it. So that's all I would say to that. I'm not gonna overanalyze. I know if this was anybody else, I know people, the videos would go crazy. You know what I'm saying? The videos will go crazy. They'd be jumping, going nuts, and talking about how soft he is. And I know they would be going crazy.
Oh no, they would. It wouldn't be funny.
It's refreshing for me because I know I ain't got to do that. I watch people do it. You know what I mean? I watch people, shit on the guy that dominate 9 straight rounds. Like I watched them do it, but how dare? Like I watch people shit on him for getting hurt. Hurting his hand in sparring. He's soft, this and that. It's just like, okay, you're talking about grease in your eye, you take a knee. I wonder what y'all think about that. But it's just reality that dudes are humans and better safe than sorry. That's what I got from what he said. Like, bro, I ain't getting caught with no blind shot and I can't see. It was something in my eye. I might look like a bad excuse, but, you just had to make a decision at that moment to, get through it. And it was odd, and he was risking disqualification from doing it, but like he said, he didn't even know that, which was odd too. I mean, Jay Bean, what it do, my guy? Good weekend of fights. Boxing won for sure. For sure,
the boxing did win. But just like last week, boxing won. I mean, you just can't. It's getting better. These are good fights. And it's just too bad that there's always going to be. I mean, that's just boxing. There's always going to be some criticism for whatever it is. But boxing is a soap opera, and for men, I get from women too, but for men mostly, it's a soap opera. So it's the professional wrestling. So we can't get upset and just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. So yeah. But I'm gonna. How much longer you gonna be on here? Because I got things to do.
A little bit.
Okay. But yeah, just do. Yeah, but so enjoy it. And I don't want to say enjoy it, but relish this moment. And then these cats come up in here, they're gonna be very nice to you for the next couple of days. Or get mad and scream at you and then jump off.
Right.
Yeah.
Get the big boy pants on. That's reacting after the draw. God forbid he lose.
Oh, I know, right?
I ain't celebrating in no way. Like it was a great fight. I ain't celebrating.
No, I'm not. No, it's not. I think it's not. See, it's not against Tank. It's against them, and I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's not about because some people literally hate Tank. I'm like, no, I don't like. I get on the fans' case. I get on the Tank of Maniacs. That's who I'm getting on. I like to rub it in their face. I don't care what Tank does. I hope Tank wins all his fights. So when we get 2 fights Shakur, then we can see, what's going on. I said that about Devin too. I don't want Devin losing the fight. I want to see Shakur go up there and beat Devin ass. Just I want to see Shakur beats Tank ass. I don't want to see the blemishes or anything so people have excuses.
Right.
And hopefully they feel the same way about Shakur. Those are real fans. They want to see the best fight the best, and they're going to have 3 or 4 losses on their thing. They're not looking good. And
all right.
But anyway, man, I want to get out of here.
Go out fighting the best, and it's all respect to you. There's no shame in that shit. Those are the guys. I ain't saying be cool with losing, but if you're gonna lose to somebody, let it be the best possible opposition or top guys, and go out with those dudes. This is what Tank said. Somebody sent me. Said they took the fight from me. I made it a draw because I did that bullshit knee, but I landed the most punches in the fight. He didn't even hit me with a punch. When I took the knee to get it done, I shouldn't have done it. But that hair grease was burning my eyes. What he said.
He still can't even take. The knee didn't affect the score.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He can't even look at the arrogance. He can't even admit it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this corner wipe his face another time. Yeah, I'm not killing him for it. I'm just in that particular moment, like when they wiped it. I didn't, I was like they couldn't really been effective doing that because he kind of wiped his damn head.
And he said because
I just know, for me as a fight fan, I'm not going to take the approach that people take. But let that have been anybody else, man, they've been going crazy. They've been going crazy. It's just funny because people kind of got to put their foot in their mouth now because it happened to a guy that they champion. So they got to sit here and act like it never happened.
Just do that coming right there. That coming right there.
He didn't land more punches. Nah, from the punch stats, I didn't see it.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
I didn't see it. I thought Lamont had more punches. I think he edged it. He edged it in power punches a bit. I thought he had the edge there. But
he had a slight edge in efficiency, but overall, I think Lamont got him by like 10 punches or something like that.
I think that's possible. Yeah, for sure. And I think
he has a connect percentage.
Just something to think about. You just never know. Like talking like that is that, it's the writing on the wall because you can talk.
Let me say this, right? As a boxing fan, that was disgraceful what he did. I feel as though they should have been fined. His corner should be fined because you can't come up on the apron and wipe nothing off nobody's face. If a guy get knocked down, they supposed to go to a neutral corner. You know what I mean? You can't take a knee and then run over to your corner. That was disgraceful, and the fact that he didn't that wasn't counted as a knockdown was even more disgraceful.
Jay,
I feel as though,
No, keep going. You good, bro?
Yeah. I feel as though boxing ain't win. Boxing lost. That hurts the integrity of the sport. You know what I mean? I love Tank like everybody else, but he lost. You know what I mean? And the fact that they gave him a draw, it shows that boxing is corrupt still in 2025. Lamont deserved his win. He worked hard. Tank had no answers. Tank didn't have he tried every trick in the book. He tried to fight off the back foot. He tried to bait him to the ropes. The shit that he did with Santa Cruz, that shit ain't work. He tried to be the bully. He tried to pressure him. None of that worked. He had an answer for everything. And Lamont deserved his win. I don't care about the name. You know what I mean? I care about the integrity of the sport because I understand that these guys got a short shelf life. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather see the guy who won the fight actually get the win instead of the glamorous stuff.
Right. Yeah, I get it. Nah, I get it. It just was a missed opportunity fumble from Steve Willis. I would like to hear what he thought. Like, because he did, his initial reaction was the right one to start counting, and then he stopped. So and to me, like the reaction, it looked, and my TV muted, volume all the way down. It just looked like, oh, what happened? Like they just looked like, what the hell? Like they had one of the moments for a minute, like in real time, frozen, was fans like, what the hell just happened? And he was counting, just stopped, and he gave him an explanation, and then he let him fight. I was like, that was weird. You can't start a count and then stop. I was like, that's pretty damn weird. But I just think it was a unique situation, something you never really seen before. You still you be trained to handle those situations, but I think it really threw him off guard, bro. Because dude be on point. He was like, what the hell just happened? He was like, huh? What's going on? I went back and watched it with volume. I'm like, yo, he looked lost as hell. Like, what the hell?
I thought he had a broken hand or something because
I thought so too.
The punch didn't really, it didn't land at all. It kind of grazed his glove. So I'm like, oh, he in bad shape. His hand must be broken.
I thought it was
and the fact that he used the grease excuse, I got braids. I work out every day. I go running every day. I jog. You know what I mean? The grease ain't getting in your eyes like that. Tank work out every day. Tank, this ain't Tank first time having braids. You got some of the dopest braids I ever seen. That's a lie. Tank just looked like he did not want to be in there, bro. His body language was bad. He kept talking to him, shaking hands with the guy, like all that kind of shit. It just looked like he didn't want to be in there, and he just powered through. But he looked like he was ready to quit, man. In my opinion.
Yeah, man. Said you heard bag or just use your feet and get out of there. They talk about taking Lamont's weapons away. That's interesting. I know he had a little moment in the corner too. What y'all think of that? Looked like he was spazzing a little bit. And I think that on mute. Like he was going off a little bit in the corner. Somebody said he was going at Calvin. I don't know who he was exactly talking to. Just like they was having a disagreement in the corner.
He was just looking, he was just flipping out on everybody, man. He just looked like he didn't want to be there, man. He had a
moment, frustrated.
Frustrated. Right. None of his stuff was working.
It's definitely was a different situation than he's been in most fights. Like even Pitbull with him pushing, Tank still was winning that fight. With this one, it was a different kind of push because you had a guy winning rounds for real. And stealing rounds and really standing in the pocket and mixing it up with you was interesting. I think caught him by surprise and the moments where he was stepping on it, Lamont was having answers for it. He wasn't wilting, folding under that pressure like most people do. Most people, like I said, when Tank make up his mind to go get you, it's game, set, match pretty much. But Lamont was like, hell nah. Like he had me certain points. I'm like, damn, is he gonna get clipped? I just kept feeling like he might get clipped. He was just standing in there. I'm like, nah, he was calm, he was patient, he was focused. Dudes was really testing each other IQs for real, man. That's an entertaining ass fight when you don't see a knockout for me. Anyway, because you really get to see what dudes is on from every round and who really trying to outthink the other guy. He had the recipe, man. He was in there. Damn good fight.
You said the right thing too. They was testing each other IQs. That's exactly how you sum that up, y'all. And Tank ain't used to that. You know what I mean? When Tank started throwing hard, Lamont start throwing hard too. He wasn't backing away or none of that.
Right.
He was able to trade with him and everything.
Right. Kind of stay on par and not get like swarmed and like overwhelmed. Like he didn't allow those moments to happen. Too, because Tank get to a point where that power look like it get to a guy and it just be too much. You just break him down. Mont was avoiding a lot of crazy shots, but he got hit with some. He just had a solid chin. He showed a damn good beard.
But Tank was missing a lot of those.
He definitely was in there with a guy that was able to make a miss.
Yep.
And get something back. You know what I'm saying?
He started spamming the left hand. Like that's at one point he was just spamming it, trying to he was throwing 5 of them. And he was just barely missing them. Like barely missing them. And I've been saying this for years.
Never seen him.
I get a lot of trouble
for doing the build up either. Good point, Kello. Good point. Yeah, some people, like I said, some people was attributing some of this stuff and the performance like to being cool with him. And just for those people that was pushing that makes me ask them the question. So again, how bad do you want to see two friends fight? If that's what you're saying, if those are the people saying like that, he let them live, or he didn't really go all the way in. I see that a little bit. It's not heavy, but I see it a little bit in people pushing, and I'm like, because they friends. That's the angle you going. He ain't want to like really beat his friend up. Shit. Tank was trying to punch holes through that man at certain points, and some of them joints landed. Lamont just was game. I think it's a real mental thing, man. I could be wrong, but I've heard Andre Ward speak to it as well, like in terms of not getting knocked out. He said that's just mental. You just got to have your mind made up. Like some people really don't, and it's again not faking yourself, but really believe it. Like I'm coming here to fight too. I'm not coming here to get knocked out. I think some people.
Let me say this, right? I've been saying this for years. Tank really is little, man. Tank is a little dude, man. He looked at little. He looked at little last night. Tank he ain't never got abs. He always looked a little soft. You know what I mean? By fighter standards, he always looked a little soft. He's short as hell. His power been carrying him through. But man, Tank should really be at 130. He could probably go lower than that. You know what I mean? But I don't want to see him going up there 140. I feel like 140 will be the limit. You know what I mean? I feel like that's too big for him. But he little,
certain fights maybe that he'd probably take up there. I mean, but you know what? I think he could overcome that stuff. It's all the approach, though. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't gonna be able to take advantage of some of the things that Lamont was able to take advantage of. And I think that's just from being familiar. That's my biggest takeaway, like why it was competitive is what it was, because they knew each other. You know what I'm saying? Knew each other. Top tier CEO. Nah, I mean, I wasn't listening to the trainers when they were saying it wasn't no cherry pick, because I never thought it was a cherry pick. That was to the people that was calling that. I kept saying this ain't a cherry pick. I'm on record. Like, I got all types of lives talking like good about this fight. Never once talked bad, never said nothing about Lamont. I did think he was gonna get caught late, though. I did. I was wrong. I said that immediately. Humble pie, but it was a great fight. I don't mind being wrong. I mean, being wrong just meant a great night of boxing, man. It was a good fight. Got to see them dudes really test each other wills and see what each other had, make adjustments if need be. See Tank stepping on the gas in spots, trying to like make him fold under the pressure. But Lamont was like, he was sturdy, mentally tough. He stood in there. He had a good game plan. Him and his dad.
And I think he started a little bit too late, though, Joe.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll say this.
I felt like the voices in the corner too much.
Quite possibly, but I just felt like watching Tank like last night. It was one of those situations where it felt like he was a little too smart for his own good. The reason for that is because we know about the trap setting and all that good stuff. And Lamont being familiar with him knowing him, it's like, all right, I already know you're looking for a counter. Like that clip that you showed, Tank actually, Lamont countered the counter. Tank tried to line him for a left hand, paid for it, threw his own right hand, got him right on the chin. I felt like last night was one of those fights where it would have behooved him to have a fight similar to like what Gary Antuanne did. Where it's like, if you're gonna apply pressure, use the stick, use the jab. And then the couple of moments where he did catch Lamont clean on the chin, there were a couple of moments where he froze Lamont. Like Lamont would get hit with that and didn't throw anything for a few seconds. But it's like following up and throwing a couple punches and bunches, maybe throw 2-3 at a time, operate like a pick'em fighter, like Andre Ward B-Hop, like boom, 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 walk off, come back, boom, boom, walk off, boom, instead of just looking to line him for one big shot.
Yeah, he definitely was trying to line Lamont, and it just never
gotta work a little bit more sometimes.
Yeah,
sometimes it ain't always about being like super duper smart. You gotta work sometimes.
Let me say this, right? Lamont, I feel as though that this is a coming out party. He was not getting his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Now I feel as though he should get his flowers. It is a coming out party.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is it. You know what I'm saying? He went in there and really beat Tank. Everybody seen it. You know what I'm saying? It was a fair squabble. He was the ring general. He controlled the action. He took away all the Tank's weapons. You know what I mean? This like I put him at the top of the division.
I mean, for me, he definitely surprised me and a lot of other people. And I just would want to see what's next for both of them. I want to see if this demoralizes Tank at all. Like realistically, anything can happen. Or do this light the fire. He sounded like he was going the other way with it. Like, all right, now this happened. Now this done changed shit a little bit. Now I'm gonna be here for X amount of fights. And I'm like, okay, so maybe you may, ignite a fire under you or something. I don't know. But
did you hear what he said about going right back to the gym?
Yeah, you heard him say that. They say he was in the locker room talking about going back to the gym now tonight. I'm like, damn, okay, all right. I know you ain't like the outcome. That's all that means. That's all. But look, man, live to fight another day, man. You're gonna face the criticism. It's gonna happen. You wear one of the crowns in boxing. It's cool. You're gonna even get slander. It's gonna be some of that, but it won't come from this platform. I'll stand on that. Tough night for you. I think, like I said, Roach slightly edged it for me. the knee was odd. I think that would have tipped it in his favor for sure. Tank for like the knee made it a draw. Like, but I'm like, they didn't count it. He say that's what he made it a draw by doing the knee bullshit. But I'm like, they didn't count the draw though. The knee would have made it in his favor, I think. So it's tough.
And Tank was willing to take the knockdown.
Yeah.
He was willing to take that.
Yeah.
Man, we done seen guys get haircuts in the ring several times. You know what I'm saying? Like that grease excuse, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. He not. I got braids. Like the guy before him, my dude, Russell got braids. Everybody got braids. Like that. That ain't no. That ain't. I ain't never seen that.
I just don't know what caused it though. Like that's the confusion for me. Like what the hell really caused it?
I think it was like a mental lapse. Like he went on his game.
It was like maybe, and that's why they kept talking about focus. I don't know. Was it one of those just like bad judgment calls? I don't know. Like, cause he said his eyes was damn burning. So it was like, but man, you done fought through tougher shit. So you know that's
muscles have blood in their eyes. You can't take a knee, man.
Is it really worth the knee? You know, like is it worth you losing the point and losing the round like that? But it's in real time, so you got a short amount of time to think. So I mean,
I never seen it
though. I just never
that was odd
like that.
And then the fact that they ran up there and they wiped his face. I thought they
for sure. You know, Tank ain't getting not over this way. Shout out to Superman. Picasso, grease do burn. Yeah, dude, for getting your eye. That's why I don't really want to refute it. I just thought it was weird. Still was weird. Roe was good. Tank said he fighting Pitbull next. Or Stu. Paulie with the braids was hilarious. It was. Banks said maybe you don't use the same grease. Maybe it's more oily. Yeah, I mean, shit. It's anything is possible, yo. In that situation, just was like just different to see, right? It just was weird. But he spoke about putting like water in his eye. He was talking about it briefly. I think I had a clip where he was talking about the grease in the eye.
I ran water over it today. But I must say do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and you know, like you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than But I didn't really know that you can like get disqualified for all that, or like when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Shout out to Tank, man.
It is cool though. Ain't nothing happened. He got away with one.
Yeah, man. And that just was, that'd be on the ref. Just missed the call right there. That's all.
Yeah, at the end of the
Let's see what happens next, man. I ain't gonna harp too much on the fight, man. Still was an entertaining night. We got to see Gary Russell become a champion. Sandor Martin, I think, got a case for him winning the fight too. Against
Sandor performed valiantly, man.
I ain't even see. I got in the house late.
That body work he was doing was fantastic, man. I do feel like Pollo, he came on pretty late.
He
performed better.
Sandor was mixing it up and being busy. He was fighting back, standing in there when he needed to. I was like, I'm liking this effort, bro. I'm liking this. Dude got a lot of experience, and it was shown. And he came to fight. Like when people got their minds made up that they coming to compete, bro, the fights are always good, always competitive. Like when both guys got their minds made up, there ain't no laying down here. Don't be no knockout or none of that. It's gonna go. You just gonna have to get in there and go. That's what it was. That was that kind of fight. They both, but like you said, Puello started a little late. He did. Shout out to Gary. No knockout, but the victory nonetheless. Clear cut. He's hurting Ryo down the stretch. He took some solid shots, man. It was a good fight, man. That was fun to watch. Now let's see what he can do moving forward, man. Let's see if he can make a run now.
You know what thing I really
like? Jumped up, ran to the corner, got his face white, right?
Another thing I really liked about Gary's performance, bro. Like I already spoke about the jab, but what you just mentioned, every single time, because Ryo landed some heat, like in the second half of the fight, but every time he landed a shot, Gary came right back. Like he didn't
have an answer.
Get any momentum. I was like, damn.
he didn't have that for Puello when he fought him. He was getting caught and he kept getting caught. Like, you know what I'm saying? And wasn't getting his lick back. In this fight, he was able to have an answer, apply pressure, get his lick back, and in some cases get an even better one back. I enjoy watching him go through the gears and figure this fight out, man, and win. And like you said, the jab was crazy. He had a really active jab last night, and he just didn't forget to keep pumping it out there. He was on his ass. Pressure, smart pressure, taking shots and still being there, right? Like sturdy as hell. I'm like, man, Gary's sturdy.
I got to give Ryo a lot of credit for his fortitude too. Like you just alluded to, the determination, because we've seen Ryo get hurt like real bad in the past. Like most notably against Edward De Los Santos.
Right.
So for him to be up there at 140 with a guy like Gary Antuanne, where we know this guy can punch, and for him to take the type of punches that he took, I felt like his game plan was just maybe a little bit too conservative. I don't think he probably anticipated Gary being as active with his jab as he was. He probably thought it was going to be a similar situation to the Puello fight, where Gary was going to just be out there just hunting and just throwing big shit, and he was going to be able to evade him and land something of his own, which in spots he did land something. But like Gary, man, he's not only did he swamp him in activity, but he was also relatively efficient too. And I think a lot of it just had to do with the jab. He had Ryo stabilized. So it's like Ryo was able to evade maybe a jab or two by the third one, and then he's putting the left hand behind it. You ain't gonna be able to evade all them shots. You might be able to get away from one or two, but the third and the fourth and the fifth one, they're gonna get in there.
Right.
I didn't really like the commentary in the fight. You know what I'm saying? It sounded like they was pouring it on just a little bit too heavy. You know what I mean? Like, but he did dominate the fight, but he was getting caught too. He was getting caught with big shit. He was getting his feet was locking up and all kind of shit. But he definitely dominated the fight. But I felt like the commentary was just a little bit too biased.
Right, I don't know what to do. Yeah, he got confused at a couple points in the fight for sure. Because Gary was pouring it on and swarming him, just being active, picking the right shots, applying pressure, taking his shots, and then being right still in his face, like aggravating as hell. Like, bro, everywhere you try to go, he was right there with you, my buddy. Buddy was on your helmet. He was like, nah, I want this shit. I love seeing a guy really where you could watch a fight and tell that he trying everything he can to win the fight. Like he doing what he's supposed to and ain't, just laying down or just letting that shit get by him. He came to win.
Shout out to the Russells too.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Vovo. Absolutely. I was just about to say, I know, Josh, you said you watched the fight with the sound off. When you rewatch the fight, put the sound. Hell, don't even just watch the rounds. Just watch in between rounds and listen to the instruction that Gary Jr. was giving his brother.
Oh yeah,
Gary Russell Jr. was coaching his ass off last night, bro.
Man, he did his thing.
None of that. It wasn't like no rah speeches. You need to go beat this motherfucker ass. He was giving him clear, concise direction in every round.
Like it.
You need to get back on the stick. You need to do this. You got to do that. You got to do. I was like, damn, Gary was coaching his ass off last night, bro.
They in their bag right now. What I liked it is that he went. You could tell that he went to the gym and he sharpened his sword.
Right, absolutely.
He came back extra sharp. He was sharp last night. Well, he threw like 1,000 punches, right?
Close to
it. It was something like that, Vovo. I remember, they said about round 5, he was averaging 80 punches a round. I was like,
yeah.
And a majority of them were jabs. He wasn't out there just throwing big shit, and that was the one adjustment that I really liked.
Yes,
from Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. was telling him, he was like, "Yo, take the power off and focus on speed. You don't gotta force nothing. You don't gotta try to knock him out.
Man, that
just
shit
keep
made a
touching
world of
him.
difference.
Stabilize.
World of difference, bro. Not loading up. He was trying too hard to knock Puello out when he fought him, and you can watch the fight and tell, like, yo, he trying to knock this dude out. He wasn't letting it flow. That shit was not the case last night, and he made sure he started all that shit off with that jab, pumping it out, doubling and tripling, quadrupling in some cases. He really was letting that thing go. I'm like, this shit is helping him stabilize and keep Ryo busy, blinding him in some cases. Then he coming around him, you know what I mean, with the free hand tagging him. He took some real shit, man. He took some
You
real
pointed
heat.
it out during
Yeah,
your call last night, Just the fact that there was a huge disparity in hand speed. I didn't realize it was that glaring. Because, like you said, watching Gary's other fights, watching Antoine's other fights, he always loading up, throwing big shit. I didn't realize his hands were that quick. When he was just letting them run and just taking the power off and just focusing on speed, I said, shit, he got some fat.
Yeah, Ryo confused to a degree. He was like, bro, what the hell?
To a large
Dude,
extent.
this he never showed none of this.
Hell no. Like, that hand speed was like mesmerizing. Because
Gary
was not a
Jules
slow
was
dude by any stretch. Ryo was not
man.
slow, but he looked slow in comparison to Antoine last night. And I think a lot of it had to do with the instruction that his brother was giving him. Like, yo, take the power off it, focus on the speed.
Slip slide with the slip slide. So look, well, I got y'all here, man. As we, winding down, man, and wrapping up, I want to get y'all thoughts on like the overall card. Where do everybody go? Where does Lamont go? Where does Tank go? Where does Gary, Antoine, Ryo? I mean, where these guys going? The co-main and the main event. It's interesting. Where do guys go? Gary go on to the next thing, whoever that is, probably a title defense somewhere. It'd be dope if they let him get a homecoming fight or some shit. That'd be dope.
What T.O. doing?
He got ordered to fight Barboza.
Oh.
Got ordered to fight Barboza, so let's see if that happens now. Like, a lot of times they order these fights, they don't be coming to fruition. But let's see. Because I love to see it. I mean,
at the top, not like, he at the top with the rest of the guys, the top of the division.
Warlock. What he do? Russell versus Pueblo is the only fight next. Oh, the rematch you saying? I wouldn't be against it. I would definitely wouldn't be against it. Definitely wouldn't be against it at all. But whatever, man. I like that, man. As far as Tank, man, I don't know who. He ain't call nobody out. I don't know who they plan on fighting next right away. You know what I mean? In their next fight. It's gonna be interesting to see though.
I don't think they're gonna do a rematch. Tank even said it probably ain't gonna be a rematch.
Yeah, he said like, nah, not next. He was saying like maybe in the future, something like. I'm like, bro, you ain't gonna be here that damn long. The way you talking to be future fighting, bro. If you're on a immediate rematch, it probably won't be no reason for it. Probably won't lose the luster. I think that it got right. Like it's hot now. Controversial decision in people's eyes. Odd needed took place, did get counted, right? People got questions. They like, man, what's going on? So, but I don't think that's something he interested in by the way he sounded in the post fight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where Lamont go. Where does Lamont go? Shakur tagging him, talking about fights. Do Lamont go down to 130? The finish strap, or do we got another fight in him at 35? I think that'd be a good fight because of how he showed himself against. I think it'd be interesting. I wonder how people would gauge it if that fight took place.
What's Frank doing?
I believe he said he was moving to 140, but
I did.
The boxing, shout out to my guy. Forget what number he posted that Frank Martin moved up in the lightweight rankings. He moved up in the rankings. And I'm like, and I asked him, like, didn't he say he was moving up? So basically that's what Frank said, but they moved him up in the rankings at 35. So that's interesting. Why do that if he done there? You get me? So he looked big right now too.
What about Keyshawn? What Keyshawn doing? I know he just fought. They both just fought.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think he's gonna end up getting like some type of title defense. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it'll be. Some type of title defense. Won't be a unification next, fam. I could see a title defense. I really could.
I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like he getting a lot of easy fights because he make it look easy. You know what I'm saying? But I want to see
40 right, Akello, and that's why I was asking Dub. Wonder why they moved him up in the rankings at 35, specifically knowing that he said he had 40, because he said leave me out of any conversations at 135. I don't fight there no more. Something like that he had said. I'd like to see either Frank or Key versus T.O. Me too. Frank is still a good fighter, man. Can't wait to see him back. He lost to one of the best. He lost to Tank. It's all good. He still made good fights with, I think him and Shakur still be a good fight, but he done that at 35, so Now let's think about him with guys up there 30 to 40. You know what I'm saying? Frank at 40 could be interesting, bro. Gonna be interesting. It's got some smoke. It's a lot of smoke. That division getting deeper by the year, it seemed like, because people are moving up from 35, you know what I mean, to go to 40. So I see it, man. I don't know where but I can see Keyshawn getting the title defense for sure. Tio, let's see if the order in this fight finally make him step in there with Barboza, because he's been avoiding that for whatever reason. And maybe it's because of the way he boxed. Now that I think about it, and it's still a winnable fight for Tio, but he just do just enough. Like, he don't overexert. He make the right moves. He's a really like smart fighter. Underrated. Barboza is. I had to look at him again and give him a different look. And like, nah, bro, it's a consistency to his performances. He really just be doing enough. Not when I say enough, not just doing enough. He do the right shit at the right time.
Yep.
If he need a half step back, that's what he gonna do. If he need to take two, he gonna take two. Like, he a smart guy. He just know where to be. You know what I'm saying? And the way he beat Catterall, like, it was a good fight, but it was convincing to me to a degree. Like, right, he know how to win rounds. Just a smart dude. Don't jump off the screen at you or nothing like that. You know what I mean? People would say, right, no special effects, but you don't need them. He showed you to do. You don't need them, bro. He a good boxer, smart boxer too. Smart dude, man.
Let me say this right: the fight to make right now, if they're gonna make a fight, it's for me, it's Shakur and Tank right now. I don't think that's gonna happen. What is Loma doing?
Nursing a back injury. Like, his back injury is going to determine, from what I read, if he makes a return or not. How severe the back is. And for me, I did my own math. I could be way off, but with the inactivity, the pulling out of the negotiations to fight, with him already talking about retirement after the Devin Haney loss, and then you figure he's 36. Now you got 3 losses, time off. You wanted to spend time with your people. You give him, so now you add back injury into the mix. Those take you out. Even you could be 26 and have back injuries and get taken out. Like, Parag was like, what, 27, I think, something like that. I had to double check, but he was young, and back injuries led him up out of there. He was retired. I mean, he was undefeated before he, retired from boxing due to back issues. Now I'm thinking, Loma, you long ass amateur career, 2 gold medals, you 2 long ass trips. Now I think he turned pro. He was like 26. You get what I'm saying? You got 3 losses now. You got some wear and tear. You had a weight class where you arguably.
It made me sad, man, mentioning Dimitri Parag, because he was a damn good fighter.
36 years old, accomplished as Loma. What left do you got to prove if your back is compromised? That's all. Don't go give nobody no half-ass fight, but I just would hope that he would be better for wear. Like, this would be very interesting for him to enter back into the mix after seeing Lamont Roach and Tank, right? This would make things interesting if he could return to the ring and get back into that mix and Tank fight him still be a great fight, entertaining. No, it'll be a lot of people that think that fight play out different, right? So, man, you just never know with Loma. Thomas Hill, my guy. Shakur mentioned the Tank and Roach fight. So his hands actually hurt or not. I mean, I don't know how to answer that, bro. Like, is his hand broke? Like, did he hurt his hands in the fight? Yeah, but like, did he break them? No. Now, I mean, it's just the fact that he's gonna have to deal with banged up hands. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to find a way to manage it. I don't think it'll just go away. He use them, he need them, right? And you gotta find a way to manage it in between fights. Maybe try, keep searching for the brand of glove that fits you perfectly, right? Maybe the way you wrap your hands. I always say that because I heard Floyd speak about it. Finding a different way to wrap his hands. Now he stopped hurting them as much, right? Never getting rid of the problem altogether, but I think he started limiting, how much he was hurting them. So you just got to manage it. I don't think it goes away. So as far as his hands being hurt, I mean, shit, he ain't breaking them. I heard that he re-broke them and needs surgery on them, right? But looked a little banged up, red ass knuckles, and looked a little banged up. So
Mayweather start using them bigger gloves too. That might be something need to be looked at.
Man, something, right? Gotta just keep trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because that's gonna be something that could get in the way, and you don't want it to hold you back from being great. You know what I mean? Like
That's the only weapon you got in boxing. You can't
He was also fighting in Vegas too, Vovo. And I said he was also fighting in Vegas too and numbing his hands with like xylocaine or whatever that shit is called.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
money?
Yeah. Hell
I ain't never heard that one.
Yeah, but it wasn't illegal though.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
That's why he's fighting in Vegas. You
That's
got
why he
different
did it in
rules
Vegas,
per different state commission.
I think that should be illegal, man. I ain't never heard that one.
You say you see Corey retiring after 2 more fights, Max. I don't see that, but I can see why if his hands was that much of an issue moving forward, I can understand why you'll say that. But like I said before, man, fans like we over exaggerate. You gotta think about something. Before he missed that one fight with Cordina and had to get the hand checked out and intended to, he fought 7 straight fights with hurt hands. Just go back and look at the 7 fights before that and see some of the performances. He did it with the hands hurt, bro. It's just something that you want to manage, though, as you continue to take these challenges. The tougher the challenge, you want to be as close to 100% as possible. And it might be a fact that that's just something that he has to find a way to manage and deal with, right? Like it's being nicked up. It's just something that you might have to deal with. Some people deal with issues with their back and find a way through that. It's just got to find a way through it, right? Figure it out. Use him and make sure he resting and getting therapy on the hands. Like he said, you're gonna reach out to Floyd, try to get some more game there. Yeah, do that. Just do your due diligence and let the rest take care of the rest. I mean, if his hands is messed up against Tank, if they compromised, then that's gonna be an extremely tough night for him. And that's gonna be, shit. You think Tank care if his hands good or not when they fight?
Tank hope his hands bad.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, shit. I just hope the boxing world stop playing around because I don't think it's really on them as much as people say. People got to be.
I seen them do that squeeze thing, and they said that the strength that he got is like a teenage girl.
Yeah, I seen it too. I seen that too, and then he go out there and get a stoppage. You ain't never heard nobody bring up grip strength for no damn boxer.
No, because it really don't matter as long as you can close it. It's about the force, but I'm just saying the condition of his hand, of his hands.
Maybe, but I noticed he had done it with the right hand too, for what it's worth.
Okay.
Look like, but not that it made no difference. Like I wonder how much did he put into it? Did you put everything into it? Like little questions, like because he was already like reluctant. Like I feel like y'all trying to set me up. Like you already know for them to talk some shit. Because what else would they set you? And that's what they did. Notice he was the only lightweight. Everybody else was like 160 and up, 168 and up. Everybody else that did it was heavier. For what it's worth.
But them shits is ugly though. Them shits ugly, man. Them shits look like, man.
He just ain't shit. I just don't think that mattered though. Shit, he went out there and hurt his guy. That's why I say 8-ounce gloves with the right punch. He always been a guy with good timing, good punch placement. You know what I mean? He can catch you with a punch you don't see too and hurt you, accumulation, drop you, shit like that. I've seen him stop fighters with body shots earlier in his career. Shit, Padley ain't the only one. He's just the latest one. But yeah, man, them hands, just take care of them. They're your money makers, man. Do your best and just get through it. That's all. Tank's worried about my Dukes being there. Just do it. Think so? Jake Paul was in the locker room. He better not fight no Jake Paul. Boy, Lamont.
Oh no, yeah, he get killed.
Yeah,
great. You said something that was key though, Joe.
Oh man, Tank too. He fought, man. He ain't get ran out the gym and nothing like that, or the arena. He ain't get ran out the Barclays and embarrassed. It could be a humbling moment, right? To buckle down or tie up whatever any potential loose ends it may be existing, right? But again, why I don't over state it, and I'm not shitting on him because that's not realistic. This shit is you know how hard it is to have your best night in the office every single time. Like just related to real life. It's hard to go to work and have your best day every single time. That's what we ask of them. And I'm just trying to present a way where you can understand it differently. Like in life, like every day, do you have your best day ever? You know what I'm saying? Just going through regular life. So that's what we ask them to do. And we ask them to do it in front of everybody. You get what I'm saying? You get so
I
I'm
100%
not
agree with that.
don't feel sorry for him and none of that, but just understanding how difficult that might be to do it over and over. This would have been his 31st time. You get what I'm saying? This was his 31st time doing it. He didn't lose, but it was a draw. You get me? So you got to do that shit. And I don't care what he say, what anybody say. The pressure to continue to perform is real. Like you have to think about it. You knock people out so much the minute you don't. That's the biggest talk. Yo, 112. Think about that. That's how good he's been in terms of smoking shit. So hell no, do I get it? Come up here and diss him? What is this? The third time a fight go to distance? Man, I'll be damned. I ain't losing it, but some of the fight fans is wild. But I never, let the fight fans determine how I come up here and talk about Tank. Nah, man, he's still who he is, bro. Just want to see it more. Now you got some questions maybe for people that wasn't there. Now this is good because then you get to show another level of yourself. Maybe this is what needed to happen for that button that Calvin Ford was talking about pushing. Maybe ain't a physical button, right? It's just a challenge in and of itself. Maybe this will light that kind of fire. You just don't know. But I'm going to always give him the benefit of the doubt. Did this shit 30 straight times before having a draw, before it not going his way. Shit not easy to do, man. I've seen a lot. Look at Ryo. Ryo sitting at like 14-3. Don't give me that shit. 17 fights. He already got 3 losses. And he's a damn good fighter. The record won't even suggest it the way boxing fans think right now, but I ain't tripping about that shit. You went there and fought a good damn fighter, and we need to stop trashing dudes and stop overanalyzing weight disparities. I get it, but it wasn't like he was in unfamiliar territory. He told people this. Go look at his resume. Go look at the fights that he fought above 130. Go look at it. This wasn't new. That's why shame on whoever put that up there as his first fight at 35. Get that out of here, man. Like, get that shit out of here. Trying to dupe the people, make it look a certain way. Yeah, man, he probably 30 pounds. He a 30-pounder. I don't want to hear that shit no more. He's a 30-pounder. Campaigning at 35. I ain't tripping about no weight, bringing people up, down. If you take the fight, it's on. Like, and we really be all the way at 100. You ain't never seen the fights really playing out when he win because of the weight. Yeah, and he's smaller guy. Lamont getting there, he bigger than Tank. So he was comfortable. He said it. He could eat a little more and have to lose as much weight. Dude was comfortable and he fought like it. Did he fight like a guy that was compromised? But we'll make all this noise about the weight. That shit don't matter, man. That should be skills. At the highest level, it'd be skill. Floyd Mayweather showed you that. He showed you that. Man, you got enough skill, man. That weight, you could nullify that shit to a degree, but you got to be a talented dude. And I feel like Tank one of them. He's shown you that. Not only just winning it 30 times, but constantly being a smaller guy, giving up height and reach all the time, weight. Get what I'm saying? He blessed with the God-given power, but you know what I'm saying? Aside from that, constantly being a smaller guy. So shit just ain't easy, man. Hopefully,
let me say this though.
A way to appreciate the fight.
Like Tank should be wanting to run this right back. We done seen Mayweather have a bad night, and Mayweather ran it right back. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like a moment like that to where he should run it back. You know
Part
what I
of
mean?
me feel like he should. Part of me feel like he should, but I hate. It's a slippery slope. I try.
You say you don't feel like he should.
The guys telling him what he should do for boxing, right? And the way it looked. If it was any time to fight him, I would say it would be next, like immediate rematch and go get your lick back or whatever you want to do. I think the likelihood of it is it reduces drastically as fights go on, right? Because then what would be the real reason for doubling back at that fight? You get what I'm saying? Unless it'll be like a last fight and you going out just fighting a draw, trying to.
No, I mean, but it's going to determine for me who he fights next. If it ain't a Shakur type of fight next, then like what?
It's funny because I definitely don't think it's going to be Shakur, but it's not going to be all Tank. So when people start that up, I'm going to be very consistent. I think Eddie Hearn and them have a plan, and I think he said it. Like,
well, then who is going to be? If it ain't the guy that people think beat you, and ain't the guy we want to see you fight, who is going to be?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I say his next opponent choice is going to be interesting, but it ain't going to be Shakur, and it ain't going to be to no fault of Tank's. To me, I think it's going to be a matter of what they planning on doing. I think their focus, they already said, was Zepeda. He named it. He was saying kid.
He said that.
Zepeda and then Tank at the end of the year. So Tank was still in the conversation, but I just hope people slow down on this whole notion that because he with Eddie, there's no way that fight can happen. I don't want to hear no more talk about people having to sign over to PBC to make one fight. I hate that conversation. It's so many holes in that conversation. At the end of the day, who promotes me shouldn't be the end all be all if we make this fight. If we truly want to fight each other and that money is right, the business is right, don't matter who's promoting me. That sounds like a weak ass excuse, and the fans need to stop pushing that. It's not a good reason for them not to fight. Oh, yeah, sign up over here, man. You know if Al Heyman, or not even Al, because he ain't the promoter, but you don't know if the PBC looking to sign on a guy like Core. Obviously not, because they had an opportunity to do it just like anybody else. And who got to it? Eddie Hearn. So we got to start taking into account that fighters are going to go where the opportunities exist for them. We can't tell them to go to places where the opportunities aren't there. And the interesting thing about that PBC shit, as you heard Steven Espinoza say, like they ain't have multiple fights where they could give him outside of that one fight. So why again would he sign over there if they don't have fights? People got to think before they talk, and just that's why that narrative of you have to be here for this. Nah, I don't. I've seen enough fights happen, enough cross promotional fights, and I know when guys really want it, they can make that shit happen. PJ's big dog, what it do, homie?
Yeah, I got to pull out, bro. I appreciate you letting me speak on your platform, brother.
Man, say that again.
I said I got to pull out.
Oh, for sure. You know, we wrapping up. We at the 3-hour mark. I just wanted to come here and build and do a little recap on the fights last night. Shout out to everybody. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Jake Paul, 200 M's, and now he doesn't kill somebody. He fell off. Nah, hell no. He ain't fall off at all. He fought a guy that was determined, that had his mind made up that he wasn't getting knocked out. And he fought back every step of the way, every round, had a good game plan, executed well, fought with the right level of confidence. I think he was prepared. He was really focused, and that's what we got, a really good fight from both guys. It wasn't Tank's best night. We seen him look better from an execution standpoint. His team spoke about his lack of focus. He had like some momentary lapses focus throughout the fight for one reason or another. You don't got to overanalyze it. Lamont was very good on the night. Tank was still very good on the night. He wasn't his absolute best self, but a lot of that was due to Lamont, and then some of that due to whatever else could have been a distraction for him. The knee was the wildest part of the fight, but it's not a big deal. I don't look at Tank as no lesser, no fighter. Shit happens. He said his eye was burning. It is what it is. He took the knee. He said, look, I'd rather take the knee than take the shot and get clipped, knocked out. I mean, live to fight another round. That's what he did. He could live with it. I'm pretty sure he's somewhere resting up, chilling. They're going to criticize him. It is what it is. I'm not going to overdo it. For me, I'm just leave it at that for today. But great fighter, great night of boxing. J-Rock and Talese. Tellus, my bad. Yoenis Tellus was a good fight. J-Rock pushed the youngin, man. Pushed the youngin, but, you know, he was outgunned, man. A young boy came to fight. I was also say, oh, yeah, we're going to get to that, Superman. We're going to get to that tomorrow for sure. We're going to get to that. That Espinoza Basuda that I was telling people was garbage anyway, but they didn't want to hear your boy. We're going to get to that, but shout out to Tank. Head up, man. The ones that really rock with you still going to rock with you. Nobody's above criticism. All these guys have holes in their game, flaws. They all can get beat on any given night. I think if you don't learn anything else, you should know that about after seeing the fight Saturday, just last night. So got to make these fights, man. Oh, Hurd. Real quick, Hurd, I think he should retire.
He did retire.
For Hurd. I think the writing is on the wall. I don't want to see nobody just in there, you know, punching.
He announced his retirement today, Jess.
Oh, shout out to Jared Hurd. He did. Successful career. I heard he did well with his money from what I understand. So it ain't no sad songs, man. He had a good run. You know what I mean? He wasn't in the cards for him to win last night, and on to the next. Man, the next phase is his life, should I say. Fate, my God, conclusion. Tell us the next Cuban upcoming champ. That's true. I think so. Guy did his thing. Dude's conditioning was elite. That's a fact. Tank versus Roach 2 got to happen. Tank got to get back in the gym, make boxing great again. That is a fact. Shout out to Tank. Shout out to Roach. All teams involved. All coaches involved. Team No Excuse. Team GTD, man. I enjoyed the fights. Good night, man. But with that, man, much love to y'all. Yeah, anything else when you step into that ring. Shout out to my dog, Ant McLean, always rocking out with me. My guy, Bobo. Everybody that pulled up, if you hit the super chat, much love. If you hit the like button, much love. If you're rocking with your boy Just Do, much love. So make sure you sub up, notifications on, like button, share the lives. We're going to keep building. We'll be back tomorrow. Y'all know our time, 4 p.m. We're going to keep building. It's a lot more stuff to unpack from this weekend and days prior before that. So we're going to keep getting to it. Art Man the Great, my guy, what's good with it, man? You think Loma after tonight tries to go to the tank? That it makes things a lot more interesting, Fate. I would love for him to enter back into the conversation. You know what I'm saying? I would, because I think it makes that fight that much more entertaining. And because of this result, a lot more people would, think this is a even more competitive fight. Dare I say, people feel like Loma beat him. So yeah, let's see it. I hope his back ain't betray him to the point where he can't fight again. I would love to see him in tank fight him, Shakur, anybody, if he still got what it takes to get back in there. Top tier CEO, much love, family. Appreciate you, bro. That's love. Appreciate all the support. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. Much love to the fam. We out.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes. Got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it. This channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Just Do shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme's sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Just Do Boxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Just Do. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet.